What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tino here, and after taking a day off of podcasting, we're back here for a doubleheader as we got WrestleMania 8 today, and then we'll be here for the season premiere of the Southside Boys as your boy Tino and Deech will cover everything going down in MLB spring training and all that good stuff. But today, we're continuing our road to WrestleMania 40 as we're going back into the time machine. I don't even know what year we're at. We'll ask our guest what year this was. I don't know. It was April 5th. I forget what year it was, though. I still was not born yet. But we're here for WrestleMania 8. We got Bret Hart. We got Roddy Piper. We got Macho Man. We got Ric Flair. We got Hulk Hogan. We got Sid. There's a lot of good stuff going down. And one I'm very excited to watch. And I'm very happy that we will not be watching this one alone today because we do have two very special guests. We're going to be joined by our guy, SCW Steve. He will be here in a little bit. He's running a little late, technical issues, all that. So and Steve will be here in a minute. But right now, let's introduce our first guest and the first time here on the Tino's Time channel. Been trying to get him on for a long time. Happy to finally do it. So before we start the show and before we get to the chat, let's introduce our guest. And as I said, it's a first-time guest on the show. So let's welcome our guy, Jerry, from Irish Wrestling Entertainment here on Tino's Time for the first time. So how you doing, bro? Thank you
for
making time for Tino's Time.
Thanks for having me on. Pleasure to be here. First time doing a proper stream watch along for any channel, so I'm nervous and excited at the same time.
Don't be nervous. We're just relaxing. We're hanging out. There's a few people in the chat. Just ignore them. Sometimes they get a little.
Can we curse? Can we curse?
Always. I don't know if you've ever watched one of my Madden streams, but I think before I get out of the first quarter, I think I say it like 12 times. I'm like, oh well. There's been a few times that YouTube has like caught me because I've said such a bad word, and I'm just like the F word, and I'm like, oops. I'm like, I'm gonna cut that real quick. So yeah. But yeah, no, you can curse, you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to get to the chat real quick, and then I'll ask you a few questions about WrestleMania and everything. And as I said before we started recording, we got our guy Jadis in the house. Jadis Young. Jadis, we were not late. We were waiting for Steve, but Steve is running a little late. So that's okay, Jadis. Jadis, I ain't ignoring the chat. Jadis, listen, bro. We're trying to get here. Listen, we're trying to get everything set up, bro. Listen, the later we start, the longer we're here. Don't you like when we're here for a long time? It will lead right into the Southside Boys, guys. So, yes, I can make fun of you. Yes, everybody makes fun of Jadis, just so you know. It's our entertainment for the hours that we're here sometimes. So, Jerry, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, about how you watch wrestling, how you got into it while we wait for Steve and we press play in a couple minutes?
So, not to give away my age, but I was pretty old. I wasn't pretty old, but I was old enough to remember when WrestleMania 8 came out. So, my early. Say again?
What year was this?
92.
92, okay.
Yeah, just after the Survivor Series in 91 when Taker beat Undertaker with the help of Ric Flair in the steel chair.
Oh, true. Okay. That's another. I love your fun facts.
Definitely. Yeah, this is part of my childhood growing up. So the first VHS tape I ever bought was WrestleMania 8, Survivor Series 91. And
do you still have it?
No, yeah, I'm going to swear it was some goddamn son of a bitch stole it from my collection.
Man, oh man, that's why I know what I have. Everything I have, I'm like, I know where it's at. You people could try to move it, and I'll know it's gone. I don't care if I have too much stuff, man.
Yeah,
that would have been just cool, something to have, just to look at. I know there's not VHSs around no more, but I mean, that's what, like we were talking about before. My uncle had WrestleMania 3. Yeah. And Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and I never knew that's what that was, but now I think about it, I'm like, dang, that's crazy that he had that. And it's kind of something I wish I would have gotten before he died because it would have just been cool to have like a VHS of a WrestleMania because you can't find those anywhere.
No,
at least not here in the States. Because you said you're in the UK, right?
Ireland, yeah.
Oh, Ireland, okay.
Yeah.
So do you're like friends with Finn Balor and Becky Lynch then?
No, unfortunately, I'm not friends with them. My brother-in-law did live in Chicago for a year with Becky Lynch, though.
Troll.
They were friends before I ever knew him, but he won't let me talk to her. So.
You're not allowed.
I've never actually asked. I just know when she was in Clown College in Chicago. She was in Clown College before she went to NXT.
I mean, it would make sense why she's part of the Rosebuds.
Yeah, he's a dancer, like, so he was studying dancing in Chicago, and I think they were living together for about a year.
I mean, that's crazy. And now she probably comes back here all the time because Seth loves it here, and he's a Bears fan and all that crazy stuff. How the world
Yeah,
works sometimes, man.
crazy. Small. It is a small world, though. It is a small world.
It is.
We're at the minute, like we're not involved in Irish wrestling. We commentate on a promotion over here. We're commentators, and we do backstage stuff for a promotion over here. But we do a podcast, at least every week or every 2 weeks on the 3 or 4 Irish promotions that are running here. OTT, if not sure if you heard of OTT, but they just had John Moxley here last year, and they have big stars coming from America all the time because the promoter of OTT, Joe, was in the first NXT class along with people like Pac and Moxley and Luke Harper and all these people. He was on NXT for the first year of it, so he had a lot of connections there. So he's able to get a lot of people from that class to come over to OTT a lot. So,
oh god, so is that how you get all those cool guests? I see you. Like, didn't you just interview the dude that was with Lashley? I forget why. I don't know why.
Leo Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had him on last week. He's actually over in OTT this weekend. They have 2 shows this weekend, so he is over this weekend.
That's just what it's about. I think you gotta know somebody to get like you gotta like know somebody to do stuff like that.
You just gotta reach out. I did get a chance to interview JD. We call him Jordan Devlin over here, but JD McDonough from the
always. And it's so funny because people seem to forget about Jordan Devlin, and people like I always tell people all the time, like, go watch NXT. You got to know these people come ups and like their stories, or like Karrion Kross or like Gunther. LA Knight is the perfect example. Nobody knew who LA Knight was until he came on the main roster. So it's always so cool. And people are saying that they're like, JD. I'm like, yeah, you remember Jordan Devlin? You remember? I'm like, we got Leo in the house. What's up, Leo? But man, that's so cool that you got all of the inside scoops. That's what it's all about.
I wish I did.
He said, I mean, hey man, that's so. Yeah, but we got Leo. We got Eric in the house. What's up, Leo? Or Eric. So we are now. If you want, do you have Peacock or do you have WWE Network?
I have the network.
Okay, man, I want the network so bad. So I wish I had it still. It makes me so angry. So I figured we'll wait. Steve will come in here whenever. I was trying to talk until he got in here, but that's okay. We'll get him in here eventually. We got a 2-hour pay-per-view. So
yeah.
Let me know whenever you want. We could start it, and then we can we'll continue talking and everything else like that. I did not watch the Combine, Jadis.
Just let me find it here.
I had the ATR guys, the Above the Ring guys, on the podcast. I think it was 2 weeks ago, WrestleMania 6, and they edited out a match, and I'm like, I hate you. I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, this.
What?
It was like Roddy Piper against somebody like painted his face or something like that, or he had like something like that, like they weren't.
Oh, I remember.
I was just like, come on. I don't know why they got to do that. Just leave it. That's why, like, we were talking about like the VHSs and like the DVDs. I wish I had all the DVDs because it just make it so much better. Like, there's just some like I was watching the WrestleMania from COVID, and they like edited to make it sound like they always had that the pandemic thing. Always like they edited out like that Rhea Ripley thing that she did in the stadium in Tampa Bay and everything. It's just like,
yeah,
we remember this. Come on. Hey, we got Daniel in the house. What's up, Daniel? Jadis, what am I lying about? I guess I'm lying now. Oh, well. Is the network still set up the way it's always been set up?
Yeah, it's strange. It used to be set up, but the search option is shit.
Of course it is. They just can never keep anything the way, because again, the way it was perfectly fine, and they just had to mess it all up. Like, it wasn't that you didn't have to like mess everything up.
Yeah. I think I have it here now.
No. Let me get the full match thing up. I had it up, and then it just. I hate when I leave my computer for too long of a period of time, and then it feels like that they just feel like closing the tab. I try to get it all ready, and then I go on there, and it's like, well, oh no, it expired or whatever. I'm like, you suck.
Do we have? I'm not sure with the with YouTube? Do you get copyright restrictions if the volume's up too loud, or for music and
I
English music?
honestly, I haven't had too many issues with the volume, like being like too loud. It's more or less like I've noticed like it just like certain things like, and even if I do get something, it's always like an ad thing and they think that they like see something and they go through it and they don't. So I mean, as long as it's not like too loud where like it's like echoing, I don't really care.
Yeah.
No. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
I have mine on like a certain volume that I just keep it on all the time because I know it's the perfect volume, especially when I watch Raw by myself, especially sometimes where it's just like sometimes it's like excessively loud.
yeah.
So, well, yeah, no. Does yours say 2 hours and 41 minutes?
2 hours, 41 minutes, 25 seconds. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I wanted to see if they had because like for like WrestleMania 6, that's where they edited it out, and there was somebody else that had the network, and his is like 3 hours and 42 minutes. So I just wanted to make sure before,
No,
so I could expect something to be cut out. You know.
yeah. No, that's
Yeah. So
definitely
let me know
they
when you
could.
press play, and then we will get it started and try to stay in sync as much as possible. I know it's difficult.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
All right, 1, 2, 3, let's go. WrestleMania 8, guys, where friends are torn apart. Oh shit! See, like that, like I forgot. There we go. Shit. Oops. Like that, they might say something about that, but like, it is what it is. I don't know. YouTube is all types of messed up. Some days they feel happy. Sometimes they don't want to do it this way. Sometimes it's just like pick away, especially the shorts. Like I've done a lot of shorts lately, and they've had a problem. And then I posted 2 shorts, and they're like copyright. What's
my shorts have stopped recently. I used to get 2,000 or 3,000 views every short every day, and this last week has just stopped completely.
Okay, so it's not just me because that's how mine. Like I had like there was one week I think I had like 16,000 views, and then all of a sudden it's like they fixed the algorithm. It's like once we figure it out, they like change it up.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm getting 3 or 4 views in some videos. It's just like, what's going on? Like
So
nothing. Sick. Look,
first
Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan.
So is this the first one without Jesse Ventura then?
Think so. Yeah. I'm not sure he went to WCW. Yeah, he was in WCW at this stage. Yeah.
Okay.
Him and Tony Schiavone were the team in WCW at this stage.
Do you know what year Bobby Heenan was inducted into the Hall of Fame? I just watched it. I've been watching them back to back, though I'm getting confused. I think it was like 27 or 28. But he don't even look like the same person. Like it's so depressing.
Yeah,
Some of these guys now,
so
like you mentioned the Bushwhackers. Like I watched the one where they went in the Hall of Fame, and it's just so crazy.
We were there.
Oh, where you got true?
That was in San Francisco. Yeah, we went.
That was 31. Okay,
31. Yeah.
So how is it to be there for the heist of the century?
Crazy.
That
I'll get goosebumps thinking about it.
I was watching it and it was like 1 a.m. and my hand was like, I'm like, what is that? I'm like, it's goosebumps. I'm like, why am I getting so like there's certain moments that I watch that I'm just like, it's just like when Kofi won the title at Mania, like I was starting, it just like,
yeah, it was an amazing moment because after he took that RKO from Randy, where like he's done for the night, like we didn't even think twice about him coming out at all. So when they did it, what a swerve. Because like Roman was getting destroyed. Like he was coming down through the crowd at that stage, and people were jumping on him, booing him.
It was so great, and the fact that it's been 9 years since that is even worse. It was like, oh my god,
can't believe it.
Is that Reba?
That's Reba. Yeah, that's her.
Okay, I was like, that's how my mom and my grandma's hair were back then. So I'm like, wait a minute, I'm like, she looks familiar.
She's just coming out of it. She's still got the shoulder pads. They still wear shoulder pads at this generation.
Oh my god! So is this still considered what generation would this be considered? Is this still considered like the old school, or what is it like?
Yeah, it's just coming in. They were still having superstars. Raw wasn't the thing at this stage. Superstars or Saturday Night's Main Event was just ending, I think, around this stage.
Okay.
There wasn't a lot. I think it was just superstars and whatever pay-per-views they had.
That was
challenge.
That was the other thing I learned is that they didn't have Raw for a long time because I was going to go back and watch these Raws before, like I did that last year, and I watched 15 or 16 through 33. I went and watched all the builds. I was like, I'm going to do that again this year, and there was no. I'm like, oh, so, and I just didn't feel like going through the superstars. I was just like, it is what it is.
Yeah, it was like a year later. I think it was Raw was 93.
Raw was more.
I can't remember what date. That was January '93. I think it might have been just not long, just over a year after this. Tito.
Seeing Andre's like demise is kind of sad too. Like his like just how like he's gotten like older and like non-healthier. It's just like
Yeah, unfortunately, that.
Is this the first match of the night?
Yeah, it is.
We
Tito and Shawn Michaels.
Oh, Shawn Michaels opening the show, guys. So you know how I was telling you before we started recording about my figures. How I'm realizing wrestlers that figures. I think this is the one where it's the Shawn Michaels where he comes out with the glasses, right? And then Sensation, he's got the white.
He only got Sherry recently. Is Sherry with him at this stage?
It says it on the thing. It says Shawn Michaels Sensational.
She wasn't with him. He went heel just before the Rumble. He came out the Rumble as a heel, but he didn't have Sherry at this stage, so it only happened in between the Rumble and WrestleMania before Sherry came along.
Oh, okay.
Just a bit of trivia on this. When the barbershop thing happened, it was supposed to be Shawn against Marty Jannetty at WrestleMania, but Marty got arrested for. Well, he didn't assault the cop. He grabbed the cop's hand when they were making an arrest through one of his friends or something, or they shared a fake ID. But he got caught with possession as well, so he was suspended indefinitely. So this match ended up happening instead of Marty Jannetty.
So it was supposed to be Jannetty and Michael starting off the show, and I'm so dead. Oh my god, that's so funny. I can't. Like I said, just finding out where these figures are from just makes me I'm just like, oh. Because like me, like when I first started collecting, I was just like, "Ooh, Shawn Michaels, I like that. Let me get it." And now I'm like, all makes sense now.
Yeah, that's when Sherry was singing the entrance music as well before Shawn started singing it himself.
She sung the entrance song?
Yeah, when they were together for about 9 months, maybe less than a year, she was singing. She did.
Oh, fact, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to bring you on more. You could be my wrestling encyclopedia. I mean, you know.
Yeah, this is definitely him learning how to be that prick of a heel he was for the night. Well, that part of the 90s in a way.
Oh, him and his little earrings were so great.
Yeah, he was still. I'm not sure what age he was here. Must have been in his early 20s, maybe.
That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy too. Like watching these. And then, like, seeing, like, Michaels, like, the thing that R-Truth just did where R-Truth thought he was talking to Johnny Gargano.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Man, that man deserves everything. I really hope he wins the titles with Miz. I hope that's the plan.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope it's not just them. Maybe a multi-man tag match more than just the two of them.
They should do the tag team showcase matches that they did last year. Just put both titles on the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Put the women's tag title and then put the undisputed tag title. There's two matches both nights.
Would you split the tag titles up again?
I think they should. I think there's enough tag teams now, especially with like Creed brothers. Where
are they?
I don't know. It makes me so mad. Because they have so much talent, and you've seen it in NXT if you watch NXT, and it's just like Ivy's been on TV a lot, so I mean they must have something maybe for them because Ivy is certainly there a lot.
Yeah, well, when they first brought them up, they were killing it. They were beating everybody, and then just disappeared.
Yep, it's like I feel like that's why they just don't know what to do, and they have so many people. Sometimes it's like they just like. I feel like that's why they put the Good Brothers in NXT is so then they can go and have something to do. And hey, I don't think that's bad. I'd love to see the Good Brothers take on those tag teams, and it gives the other tag teams experience, like Malik and Idris.
Yeah, well, it's not a demotion. Like you've seen people, Baron Corbin's done there.
Baron Corbin,
best he's ever been.
I love Corbin, and that's the thing. He's finally getting his opportunity to do something at least, and not just be a happy guy running around with a stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god. Is there any matches in this one that are like 20 minutes, or are they all like pretty short?
I think the Flair and Savage match is about 25 minutes long.
Okay.
Hogan and Sid, I don't think it's that long. I think it ends up being a short enough match. I think they were running short of time by the end of the show.
Oh, them running short of time. I feel like the Hogan matches I've watched have all been kind of like the Brock matches, except he's doing like leg drops and stuff instead of
Yeah.
suplexes and
He
stuff.
didn't know how to do a suplex.
Imagine Hulk trying to do a suplex city.
I don't think so.
No,
leg drops anymore. That fucked up his back and his hips.
Oh, I know.
That's why he's so much injuries.
It's so bad. DIY is starting the show. Yes, DIY is starting the show. Yes, yes. Johnny Gargano is in 1992 right now. By any chance, do you remember? Yes, who was his girlfriend? I remember that so vividly. It's weird. I just don't remember who that girl was.
Kevin Thorne was.
Who was that chick? I forget what the girl's name was. I don't know.
I can't remember her name.
I can't remember. There's so many people that I just especially that time with the ECW and everything. It was just there was these people that I just had no idea. Yes. Did you see about Virgil? That's so sad.
Yeah, it's so weird. We're watching this now because he's actually on this show as well.
Oh, is he?
Oh. Yeah.
I hate doing that. When I watch some matches and I see I'm watching I just watched the Firefly Funhouse match with John Cena and Bray last night with one of my friends. And we started talking about it. I started crying. He's like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "Bro, he was you don't understand. It was just different. And seeing how creative he was, it would just be so interesting to see what he would do now and everything." But
yeah, and his dad is on the show as well. IRS is part of this.
That was something I did not know for a long time. Somebody finally said it, and I'm like, it all makes sense. And now I can't unsee it. Every time I see him, I see something of Bray, Bo, one of them, even his what was it? Is it his uncle or whoever it was? He wrestled at WrestleMania 1. Barry Windham.
Barry, yeah, he was named after Barry Windham. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just so crazy to see how far. Because I said that and people are like, "Isn't that?" I'm like, "Yeah, Windham, Bray Windham." Yeah. We're like,
crazy.
We got 17 people in here though, so thank you guys all so much stopping by, hanging out. I did tag you in all of that stuff. I'm hoping that wasn't all too much. I was just trying to get it out as much as possible.
Good, get it out. See who's tuning in.
Yeah, get everybody involved.
Is everybody watching this while we watch it, or are they watching us?
I don't know who. I don't know. I know some people do catch up with the timestamp. Is anybody watching with us, or are we just watching this and you guys staring at us? I know there's some people that don't have Peacock and don't have the network, so they just like to come hang out with me. So that's okay though. I try my best to give the best commentary. Sometimes I do get distracted, but there's things that happen, and I'm like, it's just so good. It's just there's times I forgot that I'm live, and I'm just sitting there, and I'll just be and I just stop talking. I'm just like, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it was so good. This guy kind of reminds me. He's dressing like Primo and Epico.
Yeah, he was El Matador, Tito Santana. He had El Matador.
Tito. Oh, that's why you said Tito. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tito Santana. Yeah, he was former Intercontinental Champion. He was
Rick
Martel for a while as well. High Energy, they were called back in the
I didn't even recognize that was him until that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him after this.
Is this his last one that he was a part of?
Don't think he was on SummerSlam that year, so I don't remember what happened to him after this.
Because is 9 the Coliseum?
Is which?
Is 9 the Coliseum where they go to the Coliseum?
Vegas area. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Caesar's Palace.
Yeah, Caesar's Palace. There we go.
Yeah. I don't think he was on that. Was it? I can't remember.
Are you a video game guy? Do you play the video game?
No, not anymore. I used to be when I was younger, but
man, those younger ones were so good though. I love them all so much.
Going back to the last proper video game I probably played was Here Comes the Pain.
Man, I just found it for my PlayStation 2. I literally turned it on. I'm like, this is amazing. Felt like I was 5 again.
Yeah, it was a great game.
It was so good. SmackDown and Raws were good too. And then
I loved creating the characters on it.
Oh yeah. Do you ever play the one on the GameCube where it was racing? It was like Mario Kart, but you use the superstars. It was called Crash.
No.
Oh, it was so much fun. You could be Stone Cold in his ATV and run into the Undertaker and Kane and Big Show, and it was one of those games that. Yeah, if you wanted to take a break from actually wrestling, it would you wanted to race. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I got last racing game I played was Simpsons Hit and Run.
Sims, bro. They need to make a
Was
remastered. Oh my
good.
god, we could do.
It's so good.
Man, I wish they would have it on like the Xbox store or something. I would totally just buy it and just play it. Like, oh man, it makes me so mad. PlayStation or whatever. Like, I'd literally rebuy a PlayStation 5 if they remastered it just to play that because.
They were talking of bringing it back out again, but I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I know.
Disney got the rights to it.
They never want to do nice things for us. That's the problem.
Nah, not anymore.
Nah, they don't.
Disney took it all.
They just want to charge us $150 a year for a wrestling game and then just add new stuff.
You have to purchase in-game purchases and.
Oh my god, I know that it's so aggravating. And now, like with I don't know if you saw with the AEW one, if you bought the big version, it only was all the stuff that came on release day. So all the new stuff that they came out, you have to pay for like $13, $14 a piece. I'm like, I'm not doing this. It's not worth it. Like, I just don't like. I don't play it that enough. Like, the wrestling is the only one I'll get everything for. But like 2K gives you everything. Like, you unlock everything and showcase all the superstars, all the belts, all the this and that. Like, that's actually worth it. But I mean, shit. And everything's god dang expensive now.
Do you have to build up points in 2K to get certain things inside the game? Or?
If you don't buy, like, say if you buy the only standard version, you have to play through everything to unlock everything. But if you buy, like, the deluxe, they have, like, 3 different versions. So if you buy the most expensive one, you get everything. So, like, when I get it, when I come out, because I get that one, I could just unlock everything if I want to not play any of the modes. But I would play, like, showcase and stuff like that. But I will unlock certain things so I don't have to, like, play 5 matches to unlock, like, Roddy Piper. So... But like the showcase this year, they added the Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah.
So you get to actually play the Firefly Funhouse, and I'm really interested to see how that goes. So it's like there's certain things I like to do. But as a kid, I would definitely just press Y and X and then just play the game because I hated doing all the career modes. Because I just did not have the attention span. I just wanted to do like John Cena and Rock if we're in a Hell in a Cell, you know?
Yeah.
Do you like wrestling? Not wrestling. Obviously, you like wrestling. Do you like NFL or baseball or anything?
I wouldn't sit there all day and watch it. We were in New York in September this year. We went to a Yankees game. That was their first time going to see the Yankees. Like, so there was a thunderstorm that day. Though they had to hide. They had to during the first inning. They had to stop, and come back again. But it was fun to go and see it. It was a good experience to go see it. I probably prefer. Football and baseball movies more than the actual events themselves.
What's your favorite movies out of those, like baseball and football?
Oh, Field of Dreams.
Yeah, man. Oh, so good. Did you watch the baseball game that they did for like the Field of Dreams with like the Sox and the Yankees and then the Cubs and Cardinals?
That they after the film?
Yeah, like literally 3 years ago, they literally rebuilt everything that happened at Field of Dreams. They like built the stadium. They were selling.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was like a big thing. So you ever look up like highlights, you just put MLB Field of Dreams and it's really, really cool. Like they go in, like the guys come out of the cornfield, like how they did in the movie. Kevin Costner was there before so because this was like I think the first one was now like 4 years ago. It's sad. Or like 3, I think it was 21. It was right after COVID. So well yeah, really cool. I love Field of Dreams. What about football?
Probably Any Given Sunday.
I've never seen that all the way through.
Oh, so good. That and The Water Boy.
No, every Adam Sandler movie is so great. I just recently rewatched it a couple years ago, and it's so good every time.
Brilliant.
It just
Michael's. Did he win that match? I think he won that match.
Oh, he did. True. And Michaels wins. I think you're literally like 4 seconds ahead of me, which is fine. That's fine, but. Like, that's so funny. But hey, Shawn Michaels gets the dub in the first episode. First match of the night at WrestleMania 8.
I actually used the super kick in this match, but he didn't. It wasn't his finisher. He used to call it a cross thrust kick or something before they actually turned it into the switch in music. So that was just one of his build-up moves back then. He wasn't using that as a finisher.
There we go. That works. Saquon Barkley could be going to the Texans. That'd be crazy. Adam Sandler or Will Ferrell movies? I gotta go Adam Sandler. I love Adam Sandler.
I gotta go Will Ferrell. Sorry.
Whoa. See, I love Will Ferrell. He's like right there. He's like 2 or 3 between Vince Vaughn. I don't know. There's like a few guys that I just like. Like my favorite movies are like Dodgeball or like what was the one that with Will Ferrell's? Oh my god, why can't I think of it right now? Oh my god, I love all of his movies.
Old School.
Old School. There was oh my god, I can't think of them off the top of my head. I don't know why. I love
Anchorman.
Huh? Anchorman. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I can't even think of any of his movies right now.
I got into him after Night at the Roxbury came out. I was probably old enough whenever that movie first dropped. I was old enough to understand the jokes.
Yeah, there we go. Elf. There we go. That was one of. I don't know why I could see. I don't know. I was like blanking, but yeah, like Elf, Anchorman. Those were all just so good.
LOD on the way.
Oh. We got coming up next, guys. We're gonna see. Which match is this?
That's Legion of Doom, and oh no, it's a promo, is it?
Oh, is it a promo? Okay, because it says on the thing, it says the next match is Jake the Snake and Undertaker.
Yeah, sorry. The context in this and Legion of Doom were gone. Hawk was actually suspended for a few months.
Oh, okay.
He was suspended for failing a couple of drug tests. So this was them coming back. This was their first time back for a few months.
Speaking of that, did you see what Matt Riddle came out and just exposed on the flipping? What are we doing? Yeah. I was like, come on, man. I'm like, I get it, but like, why are we doing this?
He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He literally doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit.
No, you don't.
He's not under WWE, PG contract. He does not give a shit.
No. And the fact that's just so crazy. Like I thought it was because I didn't know that they could like smoke like marijuana and stuff like that. He said that. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, nowadays they can, but anything else is just not.
Yeah, like I have mine. Like I have my medical card because I don't know if you've ever if you've ever been to a show or anything, but I have cerebral palsy.
All right.
I'm actually like paralyzed on the whole left side of my body.
Okay.
So I have like my medical card for it, and it like there's like the medical stuff that I use that like it helps like tremendously. So it's just so crazy to see like how like now it's like there's certain people that do it, and I'm just like that's
Is it legal where you are?
Yeah, here in Illinois it's legal. I get my card every 3 years. I get it like renewed, so I can go like to a dispensary and they give me like stuff for anxiety, depression, or like because my hand gets numb sometimes, especially doing these podcasts sometimes.
Yeah,
I take like a hit or two, it like releases the muscles and I can move my hand because like I really can't use my left hand too well. So, but yeah,
it helps though.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. Like people will say this and that. I'm like, it's medicine to me. Like it does more like to add than it helps me more than anything. Like there's times where there's like things I don't want to do or like there's things I just don't understand and I just like. I don't know, I feel like I get more creative too. Like I'll make my thumbnails and just do it because like I just get more creative and I come up with different ways and I'm just like, I don't know. While there, my thumbnails weren't the best. I'm like, I need to find a way to like make this actually pop out. Like it just was not good.
It's cool.
OD. This is like the first one that they were at, wasn't it? Because I don't think I've seen them yet. Maybe second. I don't know.
No, I think they were in WrestleMania
7. They might have been. I don't know. I can't. I'm watching these, and I think because I'm watching too many, and then I'm watching the ones now. I think.
Yeah, they're all. I'm trying to remember them. Was SummerSlam after this that they came out in Wembley on the motorbikes? That was one of their best entrances ever.
Did you go to the Wembley show?
No, I was only like fucking 11 or something at the time.
Oh, okay.
Or the AEWs?
Yeah, like any of the AEWs or anything?
Yeah, I went to AEW. Yeah.
Because I know like Steve's friend, like as NX Steve and everything, like there was a few that I just didn't know because I figured that a lot of you guys went because you guys don't get shows like that, but
yeah. Oh yeah. I went to Clash of the Castle in Cardiff and we went there.
Oh, you went there too? Hey now.
Yeah.
But after being here for a little bit, guys, let's welcome the GOAT of the IWC. He's here for multiple times on the channel, and he's back here. It's our guy, SCW, Steve. What's up, man?
How are we doing, guys?
What up, Steve?
How we doing?
It's great to be here. Literally, I mean, apologies for being a little bit late here.
Hey, that's okay.
Driven on the way back from the family. You could literally say I've been on the road to WrestleMania in the last hour. So good to be here.
Nothing wrong with that.
And whereabouts are we? What minute? What second? Where am I fast forwarding to?
20:45. It's the LOD segment where they're talking and chatting before the Taker and Snake match.
Okay, so if I go to what 20:54 now, yeah, let's do it.
24.
Yeah. So it's 24 exactly. Mine just hit like 24 minutes exactly.
24 minutes exactly. Okay, super. Hold on.
If you're a couple seconds in front or behind, that's okay too. I mean,
Yeah. No, I'm now there now.
No big deal. So how was lunch and dinner and everything? Or I guess dinner for you guys. I haven't even ate lunch yet. So I these time zones always get me so confused. I'm just like.
Actually, I forgot this segment even happened.
They're cutting on our money, You're
so angry. I don't know if I could walk around in like those pads like that all the time. Like I just don't know if I can do it.
If I get an itch on my side or something, I'm just going to turn without realizing, and that's one eye gone. So yeah, it's probably not a good idea for me either.
And it's over. Now it's time for Taker and Jake the Snake, I think.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I can't believe like the fact that like I just cannot even believe that it's like that he like started at WrestleMania 7 and like it ended at 30 and all and yeah, I don't know. Craziness. How watching? I was just telling Jerry how like watching these guys grow up and like seeing like Andre and stuff like demise and stuff. It's just so crazy. Or like Bobby the Brain Heenan. I just watched where he went in the Hall of Fame. I'm just like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
Some true legends in the first few years of the WrestleMania. And so, is this like a first time watch for you for this one, Tino? And you've been going through a lot of the WrestleMania. So what stood out for you so far?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, well, and I was telling Jerry too about that, like how I have never watched 1 through 15, so I'm like, these are the first time I'm watching it. I feel like I'm watching like a WrestleMania, like I'm trying to, you know. So far, I think it's good. It was interesting to see Shawn Michaels' first match as a singles competitor. So, but like even like this, like the stuff with Taker and Jake the Snake, like it just like you would not see this stuff nowadays. Like it's just so crazy. Like,
no, that was Taker just went face in the February of that year because he faced Flair between the Rumble and WrestleMania at this stage for the title, where there was shenanigans by Perfect enough. I think somebody else
with the shenanigans.
So he literally is kind of just gone face at this stage, going into this match as well.
Is this the first one you remember watching, Steve, like growing up, or?
So this is the first wrestling show I ever watched. So obviously, Jerry, you may be more familiar with this than Tino, but obviously back in our days when we were sort of youngsters, usually wrestling would be on the sports packages and stuff like that. Which we were watching the movie channel on the Saturday night, and before the movie came on, there was an advert of Mr. Perfect. It was like WrestleMania, right? Blah blah blah, going to be on tonight. And the movie actually was featuring Hulk Hogan. It was No Holds Barred. Was the Saturday night premiere. And then literally watched that movie, and then I just sort of asked the question because it was like, oh, well, you know, I enjoyed that movie and I heard this was going to be on wrestling, whatever. Thought I'd give it a go. They said, yeah, no problem, you can record it. So yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it obviously live at the time or when it was ever on, but the next day got to see some of the matches. This was the first ever wrestling show I ever watched. So Tito Santana versus Shawn Michaels was the first ever match I ever watched, and I mean, obviously they clearly didn't do a bad job. I'm still here all these years later. So
that's true.
I look at that entrance ramp. That's such an old school look.
Is that the new generation ring? Is that where that new generation thing comes from? That new thing that just recently came out? Did you guys see that? That like that figure thing that came out? Like
they have the retro one from Superstars or Challenge. I think that was something.
All these things are just all starting to make sense to me. Paul Bearer, man, he was just man, he was something. He scared the hell out of me. Like I can't. Like I would, as a kid, if I was watching this, I just would not be able to do it. That man, like, and then watching, like, I just watched Undertaker and CM Punk and seeing Paul Heyman dress up just like Paul Bearer. It's like
That
the
was so
resemblance
funny.
sometimes is it's kind of crazy. How long was Paul Bearer with Taker for? Was it for like a long time until like?
Pretty long.
It was 97 was Hell in a Cell, right?
There was
Is that where Kane came in?
Yeah, that's where Kane came in. So the turn happened at SummerSlam '96.
Yeah.
That was the Boiler Room Brawl with Taker and Mankind.
That's right.
And the turn from Paul Bearer happened at the end of that match because Taker looked like he was going to win it. And at the last second, I think he hits Taker with the urn and hands it to Mankind. And Howell sort of taken away from the Undertaker at the time. But Brother Love was the original person that was the manager of the Undertaker. But I think in like '91 was where Paul Bearer started. But it's on and off really. But from '96, they did reunite in the Attitude Era when Kane and Taker were united as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
And yeah, I think then it's not till like 2004. Would I be correct in saying it was Paul Bearer around in the mid 2000s?
Yeah, it was
when Undertaker came back 20, wasn't it?
That was WrestleMania 20 when 2004. So I remember that. I think I've seen WrestleMania 20 about like 100 times. It's kind of gross.
Yeah.
Like eventually, like I will probably watch the same amount of times. But I figured when I did it last year, I'm like, since we didn't watch all 40 or all 38, whatever, like let me go back and start these, and So I didn't watch them all year because I was going to. There were a few times I'm like, let me just start. I'm like, no, I gotta wait.
Yeah.
So
this is actually Jake's last match for nearly 4 years. He left WWE straight after this. I think there was some issues going on backstage with Pat Patterson at the time, and Jake wanted his position. He wanted his job, and Vince wouldn't give it to him because he knew Pat would be back. So right before he went out, he requested his release. And Vince wasn't going to give it to him, but he said he wouldn't go out unless he gave him his release. So we granted him his release. He went out, had the match, and left for WCW straight after.
God, interesting. Fun fact.
Yeah, so he did the job for Taker.
Where was this at? Where did they say this was at?
Indianapolis. Yeah.
Is that where the Colts play then? Is this where the Colts would be playing then? Or is that
yeah, probably. Yeah, Indiana.
I'm not sure this actual venue is still. Did they demolish this recently? No, wasn't it last year or so that this venue was it, or was it the one from WrestleMania 3?
I think it was the one from WrestleMania 3 because I remember looking it up, and I think that was the one because they. And then there's one the open stadium. I forget. I don't know. There's so many. I want to know why these places get like 3 or 4 in like a year. Like why did New Orleans get 30 and 34, and then like New York get like
money talks.
I know it's all about that money. It's all about the money with them.
Money.
Yep.
I was always tempted in the Florida times. Every time you saw Florida, it was like it's Florida again. Like that's one surely to try and make the way for. But never could align. Unfortunately, every time somebody came to one of those locations or any location, really, it's not aligned just yet. But one day, it's hoping.
One day.
Someday. Over here.
Eric with the fun fact. Ariel was her name. Irish with Kevin Thorne. That's who that was.
Kevin Thorne. Yeah.
So Jadis wants to know, Steve, what time is it?
What time is it for me right now? It is 9:56 p.m. at night for me.
Oh,
right now.
I think he wanted you to say Tino's time, but
I could do that, but then isn't that sort of like it's something usually for the start of the video, end of the video? I know I'm late in and that, but it just feels a bit awkward doing it in the middle, doesn't it? Really?
I mean that you're true. That's right.
The thing is, I could say it's Tiffy time at this point. It feels like you've got competition going forward.
Tiffy time. I mean, shit.
It could be Vader time as well.
That's true. There's a lot of different times. I don't know. Tiffany though, I think Tiffany's going to be a star. That's it. The stuff that she is and the rise that she's already had is insane. Like she was literally on the NXT pay-per-view like 2 months ago, and now she's in the Elimination Chamber, and it just.
Does she get a match at WrestleMania or?
I like we were talking about that tag team match. I could totally see them doing it where like they have like one random tag team or something like that. And now it looks like Maxine's getting a little like whatever because people are being mean to her, and now everybody's going to her defense. So I don't know.
Time will tell. Someone suggested on X Bianca Belair, There
got
used to be a bit of
Tiffany?
friction in the chamber with those two. As Bianca showed she didn't like Tiffany. So if they haven't got anything for Bianca, that could be a fun singles match they could do. It'd be a good showcase for Tiffany as
Yeah.
well. Because even if she lost, just the fact of having a good performance would be enough, I think, for her at this stage of early days of her career. And that should be a singles match WrestleMania within like 2 months of being called up. That's big time.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
And the fact that we know that they're not going to be like a Fandango where they get called up, they have a singles match and then go back to the bottom. Now it's like that kind of. I remember Fandango's rise, and it's just like he had that one match with Jericho, and then it all went downhill from there.
He peaked on his debut. That's not
Way
easy.
too soon. Way too soon.
Yeah, and that was it. And then it was, but I what do you guys think Jade will be on the card? Because that's what I thought Bianca would be doing, but I don't know now.
It's still there. It's still a possibility, but they want to start advertising it soon, wouldn't they?
I have a feeling it's going to be Nia Jax. I think that Jax is going to have the stuff going on to finish the chapters with Becky and all that stuff in the saga. And when she realizes she's got no in at WrestleMania, then I think she'll start saying, like, there'll be like a sign of like, well, I need something to do at WrestleMania. Jade hasn't signed the SmackDown contract. She could sign the Raw contract. And as soon as she comes out in front tonight, it can be a case of, well, I threw you out the Rumble and I'm going to beat you now. It's my first opponent at WrestleMania. I think that's the way they could probably set it up if they wanted to.
Oh, that's true. She did throw her out at the Rumble too.
Yeah.
That's and was it you that said it might have been you in one of your Q&A shows that you did and everything? Were you the one that said it about Andre? Like it would be like the Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan moment where Jade could like body slam Nia and have that. Was that you or NXT Steve?
That was well, maybe NXT Steve. It certainly wasn't me. So NXT Steve could have been the guy.
I thought I heard it.
Proved she can lift her already. She did lift her during the Rumble.
Yeah. That would be a moment though that people would be like, "Oh my God, Jade's amazing." She just like when Cesaro picked up Big Show and threw him out of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I don't think we're gonna see any of that. People keep asking me. I don't think we're gonna see any of that. I think people are forgetting that this isn't Vince running it now. So I don't think Triple H is gonna put these random Battle Royals together. Maybe, but I don't know.
SmackDown, wasn't it? They did a SmackDown last year.
Yeah, it's always the WrestleMania SmackDown now.
Yeah, we'll see. Just got to say, by the way, the character work in this match from Taker and Jake is superb. By the way, I absolutely love the slow movements from Taker. You know, just nails the character down. How he is now. Of course, this is how the finish comes here. This is a fun moment.
The way he sold that tombstone on the floor.
He's
twitching.
The urn, the way that he made the urn feel like it was like that important too was just so great. Where it was just like I felt like the urn was like what kept Undertaker going for a long time. I really did.
Oh, it was. It was like a character on its own.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was untouchable. The minute somebody touched the urn, it was like, oh, you can't touch that.
Yeah.
you were, whenever they opened it that time, I think it was it Yokozuna? Was it the light came out of it?
And that's
yeah, back in the day, might have been Yoko.
Yeah,
might have been
Yoko.
That's 2-0 for you.
Yep, 2-0.
The streak wasn't even live at this stage.
I know. They didn't really start doing it, I feel, until he put up his 10 versus. Was it Flair at 17?
Yeah.
Was it Flair?
Yeah.
Was it 17? Flair was 18, yeah.
Was
18.
Sorry, yeah.
Who did he face at 17?
Triple H.
That's right. That's right. That was the first one. That's right. But yeah, I just watched those two last year,
I would say the closest you get to a streak at this point was if someone had jumped out of the crowd. Really, at this moment, no one was really thinking anything.
Did you guys hear about the streaker at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Did you see that he bet on himself to be a streaker and he won a bunch of money? He literally bet that there was going to be a streaker. He was the streaker and he walked out with a big fat check. I was just like that. It's like I was like, so that's what we're doing now.
This promo is probably one of my favorite promos of all time. This between Brett and Piper.
Because you guys said this was your guys' favorite match of the night, right?
Yeah, but Piper was so good in this promo.
I'm not going to stand up for this bit.
I mean, hey, there you go. Have it up. This was for what, the IC title?
Yeah.
Truly underrated WrestleMania match as well. It's actually featured for the 2K24 video game as well. This match featured in it.
This one?
Mm.
I'm so excited. It needs to come faster. I'm just. Should be interesting to see how they do the slingshot with it. I'm very interested to see like which real. That's the other thing I kind of like about watching these now is like when I go and play it, like I'm gonna remember the matches, and I'm very interested to see what real life parts they show, and like that aren't like the video game because they do like the slingshot command mechanics now. So
It's gonna be fun.
should be interesting. Should be fun. This is he's so he gets so like
Yeah.
so into it. It's just so great.
Mm. So animated.
This was Brett's also first. Was this his first or second singles match?
I mean,
I don't think he had a
WrestleMania-
WrestleMania match. Yeah.
I was gonna say he's been in a few tag teams like that I've watched like so far.
yeah,
At
with,
WrestleMania,
Yeah.
WrestleMania 7. I'm trying to think. That's
I just watched that one last week too, and I already forgot.
yeah.
Oops. Oh my god, you love to see it.
That look was amazing. My brother actually had the WWF magazine years ago, and you could order the glasses online before there was ever a WWE shop, like, and he got them in the post like months
Amazing.
later. Like, but we used to wear the glasses around the house. We used to fight over them, even though he got them. We'd fight over them just to wear them, just to be Bret Hart once. And my sister had a leather jacket, so we used to always dress up with them when we were younger.
I mean, hey, that's the way to. I was dressing up as John Cena, so that was me. I went to school one day I went to school for a Halloween, like we'd have Halloween parties at school, and I dressed up as John Cena, and everybody was trying to take the chain. They're like, "This isn't real." I'm like, "I know it's not real." I'm like, "Obviously, I don't got a chain." Like,
It was
really.
old school John Cena.
Yeah, the Thugonomics John Cena. That was
Thugonomics.
my favorite. Jadis wants your best LA night. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got, Steve? You got a good yeah in you?
Let me talk to you. Hold on 1 minute.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you sounded just like him.
I've had about 10 years of practice since Impact Wrestling TNA days. So
It's so crazy that he's been around for that long. Like people for like it's just like I remember watching him. Do you guys remember that show that came out with The Rock for 1 year, The Hero? I remember watching him on that and not realizing it was him at the time. He finally came. I'm like, why do I know this guy from somewhere? And he finally said it. I'm like, oh. I wonder if any of these kids have their glasses. Like he gives it like these kids are now like in like their 40s or 30s.
I would definitely memorabilia like that.
I'd have him hung up still.
I wanted it to be me. The two times there was one time where like went to house shows at like the Royal Albert Hall when I was a kid. There was one in '94 where it was kind of like not far from the ring, but it was like far enough where like you wouldn't have a chance of like getting those. But it's like when he comes out, it's like, how can I get to the front? How can I get my way there? But there's no way getting through. We're stuck like in the middle of the row as well, so you're not going to pile through everybody. But no, absolute legend.
And security are so mean sometimes at these things. Like when I went to Survivor Series, I was just like, I don't know where I'm going. I'm not trying to sit in somebody's seat. I just want to make sure I'm in the right seat. It's like, why you get so angry? Like, man. Like, I know you don't want nobody jumping over nobody. I ain't trying to be like a fan that jumped over and attacked Seth Rollins. Like, I'm just trying to like be a good spot.
Imagine
Pictures.
That guy, I don't hope he's never allowed in the wrestling show again after he did that.
Absolutely.
Bret actually, before the night before this match, Bret had an altercation with Shane McMahon at a bar. Bret was there with his wife, and I think he went to the bathroom. He came back, and Shane had touched up his wife, not realizing she was Bret's wife at the time, his ex-wife at the time, and Bret pinned him against the wall and threatened to kick the shit out of him.
Did you ever hear about the story how Randy Orton showed up late to WrestleMania 21 with Undertaker and like Vince like the morning of or whatever, and like he like got in big trouble?
Yeah, he was there. He was talking about that recently. Was he on some interview? Or
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, yeah. So he was,
Speaking
yeah.
of that, I got a conspiracy theory for you guys. You guys let me know. Every time Logan Paul is a goddamn guest on his show, he ends up in a rivalry with them like a month later. There's something going on there. The only person he hasn't faced yet is John Cena.
Not yet.
Everybody else he's faced. Roman, Seth, flipping. I don't know. Because it looks like people we're getting at WrestleMania is Seth and Logan, or Logan and Randy. Seth and Logan. I don't know.
Would they throw Kevin Owens into that?
I think they should just do a multi-person match. Throw Kevin Owens, AJ, LA Knight. Like, I think LA Knight was the one that should be winning the title and walking out, but that's just me. I don't know. Because, again, Logan's going to be gone. There's going to be, like, a lot of people that are going to leave after WrestleMania, I feel, that aren't going to be here for, like, or Backlash and the pay-per-view that's after. I forget. Yeah. Is that Money in the Bank that's after now?
Yeah, it could be that or Saudi. Saudi's right. It was last year. Saudi was in May.
That's right, the Saudi one.
Yeah, Backlash. Backlash is in Berlin, isn't it, this year?
Backlash, I think it's in Paris. We've got Bash in Berlin.
Oh, Backlash is Paris, Bash in Berlin.
August, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's right, because that one starts at like 3 p.m. here or something like that. I was like, I could do that. I know it's a little later for you guys, but like, I don't know. I'm still trying to recover from that 3 a.m. Steve, I totally understand, bro, why you don't stay up now. I know I always ask you. I totally get it now. Never. I couldn't do it all the time. Nah. It's not. I messed everything on my sleep schedule, my eating schedule. I was just not good.
The Saturday pay-per-views have helped a lot. Sunday ones used to kill us. Like, you couldn't, if you wanted to stay up, you either have to take Monday off or just be a zombie at work all day Monday.
I know. Kids don't understand how good they have it now. Like, that was me. I'd have my friends over every Sunday to watch the pay-per-views, but then we had school the next day.
Yeah.
Now they could have Saturday night WrestleMania and have a sleepover and wake up and still party till Sunday night.
Yeah. Steve, you remember it being on Channel 4?
I do indeed, yes. Yeah. Well, I try not to remember Royal Rumble 2000 for the bikini contest, but the rest of it was a banging show. Obviously Backlash as well. Yeah, they had some good times. Some good times on those Channel 4 pay-per-views back in the day.
They were free, like, pay-per-views. Like, for us, like, I don't know what they were like.
I remember is like the CW. Remember when like SmackDown was on like the CW?
Yeah.
Was it UPN?
Yeah, UPN. Yeah, that was the original, wasn't it?
Okay, so that's where I started.
No,
that's why. Huh?
Were they on Spike for a while? Was it before CW?
Yeah. I always remember when they went to USA, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this is lame, because I just was so used to Spike, and now it's been like 15 years or however long it's been since they've been on USA. Or even was it Raw that was on? Yeah, Raw was on Spike, right?
Raw was, yeah.
Okay.
Raw was, and TNN, I think, was in the noughties as well.
Yeah. Because I used to watch TNN. Like, that's how I knew AJ Styles, Abyss. Like, all of those guys. Like, I loved TNA, like, back then. I used to go over to my neighbor's house and we'd watch it together. He hated WWE, but he loved TNA. I was just like, all right.
Can't hate him for that.
No. Just like the AEW and WWE. It's like, if you like it, that's fine. Let's just not argue about it. Just watch what you watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, the people, I'm not giving out about the people in AEW, like, but what did they watch before AEW came along?
Exactly. That's why I was thinking about. I was like, that's probably why. Like, I was saying to you, Jerry, when I first started, it makes sense about why Vince had and still did like 14, 15 matches. It's like the same thing Tony's doing. It's like he thinks he's got to get everybody on the card. It's like we don't need 13, 14 matches at these shows up until 2 a.m. Like, I'd rather 7, 8, call the day. Not everybody needs to be on the pay-per-view. I'm sorry. Just like with like the live thing and all the shenanigans that's going on. It's like there's going to be people that miss WrestleMania. There's going to be people that had great matches last year, but that's just not what it is. And it's just like,
he likes everybody. Tony loves everybody in the roster, I think. Well, as much of people as he wants. So he tries his best to get everybody on it.
He does, and and I get it, but it's just like, just like that meaty man match. Like, he canceled it. Like, there was no reason to do another match. Like, we could have just canceled it and just left it off the show.
Did they say why?
Somebody
couldn't get Miro, or?
Yeah, there's apparently, like, people that he wanted to put in this got injured, and I mean, again, it's a bit of speculation stuff, but apparently there could be some issues with some of the CMLL guys being able to actually come to these shows soon. Could be like some visa issues. So I think a few of those that were intended for the match are not able to be used. But who else? I don't know of the meaty men of the AW roster that wasn't available. I'm not sure. But Brian Cage is a big enough dude, and they've thrown him in there. 4-way would have been enough personally, but they've now gone with the 8-person scramble, and I mean the mystery spots that need filling. They've already said the qualifying matches, so we don't need to worry if there's any Okadas or anyone like that showing up. So I think it's a standard bog match, sadly, but a bit different to this one though, which is done quite nicely, by the way.
This is a time when, like, you're watching this now, Brett's bleeding. There was a ban on bleeding at this stage. Vince had banned bleeding completely. So they agreed when they were making that, I was reading this in Brett's autobiography, and stuff, and Piper planned the match out and agreed that Brett would bleed, but they came up with an idea to tell Vince it wasn't, and there was an accidental punch to over Brett's eye. Piper, they went back after the match and convinced Vince that they actually just connected him accidentally, so they didn't get done for it, they didn't get fined or anything.
You got fined for bleeding?
Back then, there was massive fines for it. Yeah,
Man. That's crazy. From like what I watched, everybody was bleeding. Ric Flair didn't have a match where his hair wasn't red.
Yeah, and they had. If you keep watching this pay per view, you might see a bit more.
Might be Rex's trunks on the night. But,
I mean, hey now. I again, like, I get the blood and I get all of it, but it just makes some of the matches and some of the rivalries just be like damn, like, you're bleeding like that, like he hates you. Like,
the passion in this match too was
something I mean, else. Honestly, so far this is probably the match I've enjoyed watching. Like most of these, like there's just been a few matches that like I've really enjoyed out of them, but like there's, like I said, like there's some that are like 5 minutes. It's like right when you start to get into it, it's over. It's like, dang, okay.
Yeah. Funny enough. Speaking of Jake Roberts, Piper was the same in this. He didn't have a match for about 2 years after this match, I think. He was still with WWF or W at the time, like, but he was doing a lot of backstage and commentary stuff, but I don't think he had a match right up until about 2 years later.
The referee hairstyle is great. He's got like that bowl cut.
It's like you see these icons of Brett and Piper and think that it looks normal, and then you see the referee go, "Oh yeah, it's 1992." Like, that's the moment it stands out.
He looks like Problem Child when he grew up.
He's got a mustache too. He's got I'm dead. That's funny. Next week, yes, this week. Is it this week? Yeah, it's this week. We got Seth, Rock, Cody. Oh, we got SmackDown going to be lit, guys. On Friday, right? Today's Wednesday. Today's Thursday. I don't even know what day it is anymore. I think today. Yeah, today's Thursday. Tomorrow, guys. Shit.
Tomorrow, yeah. Do we think it's a tag match? Is that?
I hope not, but it just seems more and more likely, and it just like it is what it is. That's why I tell people all the time: don't get your excitement level too high or whatever, because they never like It's just like it is what it is. They ain't gonna listen to us, and like all these movements now, everybody's trying to start. It's like it's just because I said should I put a hashtag I want Bronson Reed and he's gonna go to Mania? It's just like no. Like
why not?
I mean maybe, but like just
he was supposed to face Seth and Chamber,
yeah. That would have been really good. And he's another one that I'm so happy that came back and is getting like a better opportunity than he did the first time. Like
he's a Triple H guy. Triple H, I think, loves him.
I love him so much.
Not sure what to do with him probably after Mania. Hopefully he gets a bigger push.
Do we ever see him and Gunther go up against each other?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, they had it rated at 4 stars. Don't know why I know that, but
I mean, you've been doing a lot of retro pay-per-views, so I mean, you and Steve be pumping them out like it's like nothing. Love to see it.
Not so retro though, is it? Raw from a couple of months ago. So I just remember seeing on it. Just something that stuck in my head. Don't ask me any others. I probably won't know them, but
really only happened a couple. Dang, I probably watched it and I just don't.
Yeah.
Oh well. There's so much wrestling on. I can't keep track anymore.
It was January. Was it before the Rumble? Was it they had that match?
That you know what? Now that you say that, you're right. Yeah.
Day one. Was there day one? Maybe was it that one?
Was it day one?
could be, or in around about. But day one sounds like it could have been a goer. Yeah,
It's not.
I'm-
They always love to do those big matches on the.
Who are we thinking for Gunther at WrestleMania?
So on my YouTube video that I did the other day, spoiler, I put Sami Zayn as the potential. But judging after this week's Raw, we speak about multi-person. It looks like this could be the one, unless it's, the way that this kind of linked everybody together. It kind of feels like you could do it, like you kind of like Sami Zayn, Chad Gable. They did mention the Miz, but I don't think the Miz and Truth will be involved because I think they'll be with Priest and Balor. But Dominic Mysterio, Andrade was linked in with it as well. So they've got a few people they could throw into the spot, really, with be like a 5 or a 6 man. No one missing a name as well, but yeah, there could be a few people. But if you wanted what I want as well, I do think Sammy still would be the best way to go because, I mean, just screams like that could be a 5-star match on itself on a platform like Mania. They'd get the time as well.
It would, but if it was a multi-man, maybe a ladder match or something like that, it would be a good way of protecting Gunther if they're going to put him into the world title picture where he doesn't lose clean to anybody.
It's not yeah, it's a good way to do it.
So since you said that, I actually showed something on one of the episodes I did this week on my Road to WrestleMania thing I'm doing, like where I talk about everything. I found this ladder match that they had. What do you guys think about this one? Where they got Gable, Sammy, Ivar, maybe Andrade. We even saw Andrade in that thing on Friday because he was messing with Dom. So what about this ladder match?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Gonna need to reinforce a couple of those ladders for Ivar Bronson.
I mean, could have put the Big Show ladder back. You remember that Big Show ladder that he had in that Money in the Bank match where it was like that giant one that John Cena won and popped his head? That'd be great.
Imagine
could do Ivar doing a moonsault with a ladder on his chest.
Man, he is just he moves so well. It's so crazy.
There's that finish that's been used too much nowadays.
Yeah. What, the choke out?
That finish, flip over the sleeper into the pin.
Why? Why did he? Why? You're right. It has been going on a lot.
People have been stealing too much.
And Bret Hart won, I think. Right?
First singles title. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Bret won, right? Man, what a good match, though. That's so good.
Yeah, still one of my favorites.
It's a cracking match, and if anyone cares, I've got the Dave Meltzer ratings up for WrestleMania 8.
Oh yes,
I want to know everything. You let me know, Steve. Help me out here.
3.5 star. This one.
Really?
Do we agree? Do we agree?
No.
I'd love them to rate it again because so many people have used so much out of this match for the way things are these days. Like they could rate it 5 or 6 easily.
It's just so no. And how does he even get his rate? I feel like the way he rates is like some type of I don't know. That man.
Usually it goes on location. If it's got dome at the end of the arena, it's usually got 6 stars on it. No.
Oh my god.
Which means they should have done Who's a Dome, but yeah, maybe that was a different dome, different time.
Man.
I don't think it's very organized what he does. If you ever seen his bedroom, so I don't think.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he's an interesting one, that's for sure. What we got up next? We got an 8-man tag team match.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is the one that has Virgil. Oh no, sorry, we have Lex. Lex had just signed his contract with WWE a few weeks earlier. Yeah.
Let's go. Man, the legends that they put on the game this year are going to be so good. I'm so excited to be able to play like some of these people that we haven't been able to play in so long.
There's talks of him. I'm not sure what's going on with the Hall of Fame this year. They normally have 2 or 3 people announced at this stage.
Usually, right? Like, do you guys think they would do like just a whole thing for Bray where it's just him, or do you think they'll do like a Warrior Award, celebrity?
It's a really good shout. I mean, to be fair, like a one-man class is it would be very tasteful for Bray. If they want to go down that avenue, I wouldn't be against it, but at the same time, they do. I think they've aimed for smaller Hall of Fames, and obviously Triple H's first time properly doing it. Maybe they may only just have 3 or 4 names, but you'd think headliner coming, it should be announced very soon.
Especially Chamber being over now too.
Yeah, it's definitely happening after SmackDown because we're going with Wrestle Tours, and as part of the travel package is SmackDown tickets and Hall of Fame was in straight after SmackDown it ends like they did last year.
Are you
Mm.
going to WrestleMania this year?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, true. Okay, I heard you say that earlier. I didn't know if you meant like this year or okay, true.
yeah.
You guys got good seats, or you guys like? Did you guys
I'm
just?
not sure. We haven't got the itinerary. We use the travel package company, so
Oh, okay.
we all sit together. I think I'm not really sure exactly where, but
Hey, that
we
would
just
be
want to
fun.
be there. And I think
Amazing.
Man,
Amazing.
just even just being at Survivor Series, like even if I didn't have those good of seats, like just being there and being in that moment where CM Punk returned and Randy returned and everything, it's just something that like I'll never forget. Like standing, I didn't know who the guy was standing next to me. Me and him were jumping up and down like this. We're like, oh my! I'm just like, that's what it's about. It just,
we were like that as well at 31 when Seth came running out with the
Oh my
briefcase.
God.
There were two lads standing in front of us, and we were just like, going absolutely crazy.
What was the last event you went to, Steve? Did you didn't go to the ones recently, did you?
So I went to last show I've been to live was All In, Wembley.
That's
last
right.
year.
Okay, so you did go to Wembley. Okay.
I did, yeah. I didn't get my tickets until like 2 weeks before the show, so I didn't have like the massive countdown of hyper celebration like most people I knew. So like literally, it was like last minute kind of thing, really. But before that would have been Survivor Series 21 in the Brooklyn in the Barclays Center. So yeah, those are the only pay-per-views I've been to. The rest has been like WWF house shows in the 90s. So yeah, it's been, been a big gap between it, but.
Did you go to the Royal Albert Hall for the Bulldog one?
Not for the Bulldog one. No, that was before my time. But Bulldog was in the Royal Albert Hall when I went to that one in '94. The main event of that show was when Brett and Owen had their rivalry going on. So I think it was Brett and the Bulldog against Owen, and Jim Neidhart was the main event of the house show. Which the babyfaces won.
Of course.
Right, always. Those I've never been to one. People say those house shows are so fun and like they're just so different compared to like a Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, it's they can. I think they're repetitive. They're just playing the same thing over and over again. It's kind of like a circus kind of thing. Where it's just they have the
he said like
twice, didn't he?
Repo.
Oh my!
I forgot about Repo.
The Nasty Boys. And this is a perfect example of how I was just saying how people sometimes don't get to be in the main event all the time. Sergeant Slaughter faced Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 7 for the world title, and now he's in a tag team match for the tag titles, I think it is.
Yeah.
Is it for the tag titles? Or no,
he's in this multi-man match.
He's in this one now coming up.
Oh, there's Virgil now.
Oh, man, Virgil.
Slightly behind you, so I'm going to press catch up. Virgil's got the face gear on at this point as well.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah, he's broken his nose at I can't remember.
Oh, so he was the one that made it before before Trish made it then.
Looks like it.
Like Repo Man. Was it Repo Man that broke his in storyline broke his nose with the tire iron or something?
I'm not sure. I don't remember, to be honest.
I can't remember the story.
Like the people that they had at this time was just like so crazy. Even like look at like Hacksaw. Like Hacksaw, like I've never seen him like so young before. It's just so crazy. Like that's my next year thing I kind of want to do is I want to go back and rewatch all the old Royal Rumbles. I've only watched from like 1999. I want to like watch like
really?
Yeah, like I've never like that. Like I've never like watched like I've only went as far back as like 95 because I was born in 96. So I've just never like felt
never seen 92.
No.
Oh, I think you've got two nominees for 92 sitting in the podcast right now,
especially leading up to this WrestleMania 92.
Well, there we
make sense.
Guys, we got a Royal Rumble retro next year. We're gonna go back and rewatch all of them until 99 or to 2000, I guess, because I watched 2000 on this year.
You can watch them again.
You know, hey. Watch it. Shit. I said to myself I wasn't gonna do it, but like I was telling you, Jerry, earlier, I'm now watching WrestleMania 37, and I'm almost watched every WrestleMania after I'm done with all of these.
Yeah,
I didn't think I'd be able to watch 40 in 1 year, but here we are.
Have you got a favorite yet?
My favorite has always been WrestleMania 22 because it's in Chicago and just like it's like Rey Mysterio's moment and everything else like that. But rewatching them and watching like all the older ones, like I really enjoy like 19, 17, like I don't know. But out of the few I've watched like on this so far, I think the one I've enjoyed the most is like 5 or 6.
That's fair.
Like one of the but I feel like the more and more I watch them, I'll have a different thing because, obviously this is just my first time watching them. But I definitely will probably go back and rewatch them again because I just to for some reason. I don't know.
Good luck on your next Mania, by the way.
Why? What's wrong with it? Okay, is that why nobody wants to come on for it? Is it that bad? I've been trying to find a guest for it. Nobody wants to come on.
Nobody. There's no one coming on for it.
Nobody I've literally asked like 10 people and everybody said no. Is it that bad of a Mania?
I mean, it's not. In my opinion, it's not the worst Mania.
No.
Because that was the same thing. I think it was 5 or 4 that I did, and there was like nobody in there. Is it just because nobody liked there was a few that just were really bad?
Yeah. I think we let you watch it and judge it for yourself.
Yeah, come back to us on it.
Yeah, definitely come back and let us know because
I'm doing it by myself next week because I've been trying to find somebody because I like doing these with guests and not really sitting there by myself because I do it all the time anyway. And nobody wants to come on. I'm like, all right, that's okay.
I'm sure there's a couple of people you could give a shout out to and see if they'd come on.
I just gotta find that right person that like really enjoys the Coliseum. Like I'm interested to see. Like I said, I've never seen it. I think the Coliseum theme is kind of cool, but I do know what happens at Yoko and Hulk and stuff. I've seen that like a million times.
Yeah, that's mainly what's mostly wrong with the show. That's the worst part of the show.
The best thing about it is probably Bobby Heenan and the camel.
Oh yes, it's amazing. Yeah.
So is that where they got Logan Paul's camel? Did they just keep the same camel for all those years?
Possibly.
Could be. We don't know how long camels live. How old is a camel?
I don't know what their lifespan is. I wonder. My mom wants to get a goat. She keeps telling me she wants to get a. I'm like, Mom, can we not? She just wants to put it in the backyard. I'm like, what do you want a goat for? Like, wait, huh?
Is it John Cena? Or...
I mean, that's true. I'll just put a John Cena hat on him.
I'll just say, look, I brought John Cena. The goat's here. You can't see him.
Have you still got your Thugonomics chain?
Yeah, I actually do.
Around the goat snake.
I actually have it right here.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I have all of them. I still have one of the hats too. Yeah, I have all of it. John Cena's like the one. Like I have so much John Cena stuff. It's kind of gross. And I've been having to pack my stuff because I have to move out of where I live in by like June or July. So I've been packing all my stuff, and I'm like realizing all this stuff I have, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so bad.
I hope you have somewhere to put it.
Hopefully. I got too much. Is the problem is I've accumulated stuff so much that it's now kind of like excessive, where it's just like there's like a mess everywhere. Oh well.
Do you have it in an order?
I the pops I do. I've had the pops in order. I've tried to keep them in order as much as possible. But what I like to do with the figures is I try to do it like I have like an Undertaker section because I have like Undertaker, Paul Bearer, and Kane. So I got like those, and then I have like a loose figure of like them. So I try to do that, or like DX. Like I have like a whole DX section. I got like the little Hornswoggle DX one and stuff. I find some of these things randomly. I'm like, I'm gonna get it, and we'll see what happens. And like I said, I find WrestleMania they're from like that Shawn Michaels. I had no idea it's from WrestleMania 8. I just thought it was Shawn Michaels or the Nasty Boys. They have Nasty Boys figures just like this. The Nasty.
Do you remember when the Young Bucks did that? Actually, they dressed up as the Nasty Boys once. Their ring gear.
Did they?
Yeah, I think they did.
Who was it that? Who did Becky? Was it Becky or somebody at Chamber? Didn't they like do something for like a tribute to one of the superstars? Oh, Razor. It was Becky for Razor Ramones.
Oh, Razor.
Yeah.
That's what it was. The red is what got me. The red and the. Do you guys think Rhea loses the title at Mania, or do you think she keeps it? No,
Keep him.
I
100% keep him.
hope not.
because I was thinking about that. It's like everybody's so mad Becky isn't in it or Becky's in the match, but like I feel like Rhea's might win. So it's like, why are we gonna because then everybody would be mad if like Liv was in it and she lost. It's like, well, Rhea's, and again, like that's like Rhea and Becky is the match that everybody's been wanting to see and that they've been like obviously teasing for a minute with all these face-offs and everything and shit. After the press conference for WrestleMania, I was like, well, there it is. That's it. She won.
That was strange decision though to have it and before the chamber match, it just give away the result.
It was kind of confusing because then they did the Elimination Chamber one, and I'm like, well, wait, why did you do the WrestleMania one? Like, I don't know. And then they didn't have an Elimination Chamber press conference. I was like, that's interesting, but it was probably because they were in Australia. I don't know.
It's so true. Reacted to the low blow there.
Bossman. It was Bossman and Virgil. Is Repo Man? Is he still alive?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I believe
He was in Demolition, wasn't he? He was Smash.
He was. Yeah, Smash. Yeah.
Smash.
Did Demolition at this point have did they have that record for the tag titles that like the New Day like beat like all those like so did they already have it at this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were gone at this stage.
Oh, they were gone. Okay.
Legion of Doom were the kind of replacement they had for. They were the WCW or the Jim Cornette Promotions version of Demolition before they went to WWF at the time. So it was like,
okay. See, I feel like I'm knowledgeable, and then there's just some things I'm like, dang, I'm really not knowledgeable. Or I thought I knew, and I just don't know.
Well, apparently, back in the day, because Demolition was still a group in 1990, and the only time they properly, that I can remember on pay-per-view, interacted with Legion Doom was in Survivor Series 1990, and they were all counted out, if I'm not mistaken. They didn't actually have a definitive result, and you'd think like the two biggest teams, like Demolition was the biggest team that WWF had made at that point, and then you had obviously the Road Warriors coming in, which were the biggest team on the indie or NWA circuit. And then you think, so right, have that dream match there now, and then all of a sudden they just don't do anything with it, and it's just a bit like you have it there on. It's like with this show, in theory, should have been Hogan versus Flair. There was no divine reason why they did not do that match, but they went a different direction, and it's always the what if. It's the first what if WrestleMania, really.
Isn't that crazy now? Because if you think about it, like imagine if that was the case, like we could see like we want Hogan chant or like hashtags, you know, like if internet was around and Twitter was like around, like it's so crazy how like internet like has changed everything like that, where nobody really knew what was going on back then. It just whatever happened. You didn't have like a trending thing that will like break the internet.
You didn't have dirt sheets back then, but I think there was a dial-in system where you could ring and get spoilers for stuff. There was a phone-in system that Mean Genius to voice over
the WCW hotline 999.
Yeah.
So is that where they got the $9.99 from? Is $3.99?
Oh, Virgil, but made the pin. I forgot Virgil actually made
2,
the pin.
3, and Virgil gets the dub.
Fantastic.
Oh look, it's that fan. What's his name? The one dude that goes. They just did a documentary on him and all. Oh, I forget. Vladimir, is it Vladimir?
Vladimir, yeah. He's in this crowd there somewhere. Seen him a couple of times.
Man. No. Green shirt guy was not alive. No.
No,
guy
was not him.
Not there. That's Vladimir was green shirt guy before there was green shirt guy.
He was the original super fan.
If I had the money, I would totally do that. Just go to every single event. Man,
would you wear a green T-shirt?
No. I'd wear my White Sox hat so that I could get on TV again, but then somebody could block me like that one dude did. Make me so mad. The fact my White Sox hat and my phone are on TV, but not me, it irritates me.
Somebody said they met green shirt guy who's Supervan Smiles is his Twitter handle if anybody wants to look for him, but he has like 100 versions of this shirt. It's not just the same shirt over and over again. He has a lot of them. He doesn't wear the same shirt.
I would hope so. I was wondering that.
Like, I couldn't imagine what it would smell like if he kept wearing it.
Oh my god, that's funny.
But from what I've heard about him, he gets tickets to the shows, but then he buys those seats while he's there. He pays people extra money to sit in that specific seat or something. He doesn't always get front row seats to that, but he will pay extra money when he gets there to, give people so much money. But I'm not really sure what he does for a living there. I'd love to know.
Yeah,
there's
been YouTubers. Huh?
If there's any vacancies, Green Shirt Guy, if you're watching, let us know. We've got the CV ready.
There's a few of them though, isn't there? There's not just him. There's the guy with the Trinidad flag. He's there. He's been going to a lot of stuff recently as well. He was actually in the Elimination Chamber as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Like there's a like the one dude that sits next to the Green Shirt Guy. I've noticed like he goes to a lot of them. Like I think he has blonde hair. He's kind of muscular. We got the brown guy.
There's a guy from the UK as well. He wears a white jacket with a lot of badges on it.
Oh, I've seen that guy. I know who you're talking about.
I've seen him at a Raw. We were in Manchester at a Raw before, and I seen him. And I was like, I recognize him. I don't know where I know him from. And then I saw him on TV. I was like, oh yeah, there he is.
There he is. It's so funny. You know people from TV, but they have like no idea.
You're like, do I know you?
Jadis wants to know if you guys are going to go to bed right after this. Yes, Jadis. It's late for them. They're tired. I appreciate them making time for me. And yes, sir, Jadis, we did hit 173. Yes, we did, everybody. Yes, sir. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you.
Sweet.
On the road to 1,800 and 2K. Well, we got Macho Man and Ric Flair coming up next with Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig.
Woo!
The funk. Man.
That robe.
Howard Finkel, so young, was just so crazy. Or like Mean Gene Okerlund, seeing them so young is just like, man.
Wow.
Look at the glare. It's sparkling.
It's sparkling. Why does this one feel really light? Like this one, like I don't know why. Like the first few felt really like dark, but like these kind of felt like a little bit lighter. Like did they just finally fix the lighting or whatever? I don't know.
I think it was getting darker, so they turned on a lot of the house lights.
Gotcha.
Because it was a dome, like, but there was sunlight beaming in through the dome as well, so they probably had to adjust for.
So why was Mr. Perfect his manager at this time?
I can't remember what was wrong with Perfect. I'm not sure if he was injured or what. Whenever Flair came into the company.
Yeah, I don't know either, to be honest. I mean, all I ever know is that obviously when Perfect came back into ring, then they end up being rivals. Wasn't it SummerSlam or something like that? I think Perfect may have.
They were doing the SummerSlam was Warrior and Macho Man, and they were teasing. One of them was going to go. Perfect was going to help one of them, and it didn't actually end up happening. And then something, I can't remember what happened after that. But Flair wasn't around long after that. It was like early '93 when he left.
Like third episode of Raw saying, ironically, Perfect was the one that sent him packing.
That's right. Yeah. It was like Bret Hart took the title, and they blamed Perfect for losing the title or something.
That makes more sense.
Was he like Golden Macho at this time?
No, I think just as
WrestleMania
gear. Yeah,
I'm like, was he like Golden like Macho? Like, that's the one with Ultimate Warrior running down. Like the fact that man would run down the ramp so fast is just like he got there in like 3.5 seconds, like flat. Like, holy crap!
That was adrenaline.
Adrenaline, man. The adrenaline can do sometimes.
This might be my favorite match on the show coming up now.
The Macho Man and Rick.
Yeah.
Does Ric Flair's hair get red?
Well,
you could say so.
Oh, now we cheat, Mr. Perfect.
I'm not sure if the exact same shade of red, but there may be a shade of red coming. Yeah.
Similar to his trunks.
That match with Taker when I watched 17 again, and just how profusely like he was, and just like how like bad the mat looked, and I was just like, oh my god.
It's like AEW Fight Forever, wasn't it?
If I when I was watching Dynamite last night and saw him punch somebody, if this man wrestles again, I'm done. Please don't ever get back in the ring.
It was just, I know they were trying to tease that he was going to save the Young Bucks, but if he was coming out to save Darby, it was the slowest save ever. He was just strolling out. Yeah, I'm no hurry to get out. Keep kicking him while he's down.
He stopped like Jeff Hardy. He was just like, and then it was like slow motion. It was just like,
yeah. Do you think he's going to get involved in Sting's match?
What's up, Dylan? Probably. He probably will.
I did.
We can wrestling in the house.
I'm undecided now. I was convinced he was until Dynamite last night. Now I'm like, there's a chance, maybe not. But then, why would he then side with? Well, I suppose it's the dirtiest player in the game, is it side with them on the show, go home show, and then be the deciding factor of why they lose on the show itself.
Very weak punches, maybe deliberately weak punches, or just playing up, and it wasn't the worst low blow I've ever seen. Maybe he's wearing a cup, just acting up.
I will say so far, and maybe, yes, I know this one's a little shorter, but this one I think is one the fastest out of like all of them. I don't know.
Well over halfway through.
I was gonna say, I just looked. I was like, holy crap! It's already an hour and a half through. I was like, wait. I was like, dang! I didn't think we'd been here that long already. Jadis, no, it was Jadis. Ultimate Warrior didn't slide under the ring. Titus slid under the ring. Macho actually landed right. It just his head for a second probably went spinning. I don't know if I can move that fast and just slow down. Like, jeez Louise.
Bit interesting. It feels like they cut something from the network version of this though, because I don't remember seeing the video package before the match started for this one, and it's on the original recording and the VHS recording that a lot of the reason why this match is happening is because Ric Flair has photos of Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Oh, now that you said, I didn't even realize they didn't do a video package for this one. That's right.
why Macho is so mad. He's not just running out. He wants to win the title. It's a bit more personal than that.
They're talking about it in commentary, though. Did they mention something about it in commentary?
Oh, they are right now. They just said his old lady. Yes, Jadis. We're gonna leave Leo and Lamar at wherever they're at. We'll bring Steve and Jerry on every week now. Jadis is just trying to get rid of Lamar and Leo like that. Poor Leo.
Leo might be available for WrestleMania 9.
That's true. I didn't even think about asking Leo. You're right. I didn't even think about it. I even had him on one this year. You're right. Maybe I will.
Vote for Leo. Hand up. Who's voting?
One's in the chat for Leo's. For Leo. We'll message Leo.
He can send us a thank you note afterwards.
Man, Leo. He's a funny guy.
As long as it doesn't come after us with chloroform.
No. As long as you don't talk about Liv Morgan, I think you'll be good. Let's talk about Liv Morgan. He might fight you.
Does he like her?
Yeah. He's like the head of the Liv Morgan fan base. I'm like, bro. You should be like the leader of the Liv Morgan fan page or whatever. I understand everybody wanting Liv and everybody this and that, but it's just like it's not what they want, and they, maybe it's a triple threat, but I just don't see it.
No.
Tag team. She probably on a tag team.
Yeah, and I said that, and it's like people could get mad, but it's just like that's what they're gonna do. It's just like they'll probably have two random tag team. I mean, maybe they. I don't know.
Oh, she's teamed up with Raquel already, hasn't she? They have.
Yeah.
On the tag titles twice.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say that have her and Raquel team up, and maybe have Raquel finally turn heel, but then it seems like they're gonna turn Liv heel. So I don't know. I loved heel Raquel when she was in NXT, and then her and Rhea rivalry at I always remember that New Year's Evil match. Like that's like so vivid in my head.
Yeah, she does need a character change.
Tell them both heel.
That's true.
Yeah, why not?
I think Rhea's going to be turning face after Mania, personally.
She's pretty much that way as it is.
That's what I mean. She's technically
natural.
not booked that much. I mean, in the Nia Jax she was, even on the bill, because it was in Australia and stuff. But it feels like she's been borderline tweener for like 2 or 3 months at least.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah.
They had her away from Dom for a bit. He wasn't hanging off her as much recently, even though he was this week. But
do you guys think Dom could be on his own now without Judgment Day, like just being like and having his own type of like things and talking by himself, or do you think he still needs them?
Yeah, he'll still get the booze, but I still not sure if his in-ring work is right up to scratch as it should be.
If he was to leave Judgment Day, I know it's kind of like flipping him over from group to group, but I think maybe Legado would be a good spot for him right now if he was to be elsewhere, because he would be going from, rather than like I know JD McDonough's kind of like the bottom layer of the group, but Dominic was the full guy before JD come in. But like if he was to go in someone like Legado, he would be kind of almost neck and neck, it feels, with Santos. So I think that could be a good way to go afterwards, because then it's kind of like you are that mid-card, well, Santos is a mid-card title guy, but you know what I mean? He could be that mid-card level thing, push Santos a little bit higher, because I think the push is coming for Santos.
It's now or never, because he is, I'm not saying he's old, he's like 40 or something, isn't he? He's not a young man, like, so they don't have as much time as they have with some other people there.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see. And again, that would be another way they can have Dominic get back to like Ray and everything too, because I wonder when Ray comes back, and I wonder if we're going to see Ray and Dom, Ray and Santos, Ray and like a tag team with LWO. I don't know.
Tomorrow, SmackDown, I think Ray returns.
You think?
I was thinking the Chamber, like they were going to do something, and then because there was only 4 matches, I was like, what are they going to do to cover this time? But then they had the 30-minute Grayson Waller effect, and so.
They pretty much sold me a trip to Australia as well, by the looks of things. About an hour worth of adverts throughout the show.
I mean, it looks like we're getting Theory and Grayson. It looks like they're starting to set that up, possibly, with Grayson being the face, because he didn't help Theory at all. He said, nah, I ain't going that way.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they go with Theory anymore.
No. It's the John Cena curse. Hey, we got our guy Kine in the house. What's up, Kine? He said, Steve.
Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well.
Appreciate y'all coming and hanging out.
We should tell Kine if he wants to join us. I've just turned 1 hour 26 minutes. We're on the Macho Man Ric Flair match.
We're in sync. I like it.
Yeah,
literally like right there. Yeah, it's 1 hour 26 minutes. If you guys want to join us, we're on Ric Flair and Randy Savage. I wish there was a way. I've been trying to find a way to add it so like I could have it on like the thing so it like shows so like it would be going as the thing. I can't figure out how to do it though.
Yeah, I have a problem. I found a way to do it, and then it was on a YouTube video, and then I actually downloaded the file, and then the file didn't work. I was like, well, that's no good, is it?
Yeah, that's not helpful. Not at all. Oh, he says swing. We going swinging, I guess. Let's go, Randy. Very interested how they like did this card. Like I always say it now, like always watch how they do the match order. Like that's like like I never really thought about that. But I mean,
well, this should have closed the show.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be one of the first WrestleManias that like a WWF Championship match didn't close WrestleMania, because Hogan was the champion and won. It was the tag team main event. Championship was 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I didn't even realize. I didn't realize the Hulk Hogan. I thought the Hulk match was for the world title. Okay, so this one is for So
this one's the championship. Flair is the champion coming in.
Okay, that's okay. Man,
you need to watch Royal Rumble '92.
That could be your homework, Tino. In between.
Yeah, is that what I got? Is that my homework?
That's your build up to this pay per view. A lot of matches like
could be an alternative to WrestleMania 9. To be fair.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about like going back and like because like I said, like last year I did that. I rewatched all the builds of 16 through 33 as much as I could, and like right before I went live, like there was a few, and I couldn't figure it out because obviously there was Raws, but I didn't even think about going back to the pay-per-views.
Get ready for some blood.
Damn, I love the blood.
Straight into the stairs. Look, to be fair, look at that.
The blue stairs and the blue chairs were always just my favorite. I don't know why.
Those blue mats were brilliant. For watch the blood spots, like whenever people were bleeding, you were like, "Oh shit, they're really bad." But Flair's hair always made it look worse.
Always. Yeah. I remember like watching it as a kid, and he just like me and my dad would be watching, and all of a sudden, like every time, like he just started bleeding, and then it was like it was a running joke. Me and my dad we would be like, "Okay, so how long till Rick starts bleeding?"
Yeah, John Moxley definitely took his inspiration from Ric Flair.
Oh, dad, big facts.
Flair actually got fined for bleeding in this match. Piper and Brett didn't get fined because they convinced he got a massive fine, and he almost got fired for it.
Man,
because it was so profuse whenever the match was over. So they only had one.
Happens. I mean, it just.
Well, they only had one ring mat, so you can see the blood from the Piper and Brett matches. They never got to change it back then. Like they only had that.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. That is something that I learned when I went to the event. Like when I went to my first event, like 5-6 years ago, is that they changed the mat out every match. I didn't know about that. I didn't even think about it, but
yeah,
that's true. I didn't even think about. They didn't have like the mats probably like they do, and they did like now 1, 2 with kick out.
You go back and watch some of the old pay-per-views with the blood. Nearly every match, you could see the match almost red completely.
I mean, that's not false, kind. That's facts. He's the modern day Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Is he doing anything at Revolution?
Tag match.
Tag match.
Claudio
FTR.
against FTR. Yeah.
Okay, that's right. I haven't looked at the match. I was actually gonna text you to see if you had the matches, like those pictures, because I can never find them, and I always have a hard time finding them, but.
Not this time. Not currently.
No, I gotta find them.
That's going to be a banger of a match, though. FTR and against.
It should be a good pay-per-view. Hopefully. Just by like the 12 o'clock hour, I might be sleeping. I can't keep my I was gonna stay up all night on Friday night and Saturday. I just couldn't do it. I was trying to for a couple days before Friday. And I was staying up until 1 o'clock, and I'm like sleep. I'm like, I can't do that. I'm just gonna have to sleep all day. I just slept all day on Friday. I was like, oh well. I woke up. I watched a couple preview shows. I watched SmackDown. I think I watched one of your videos, Steve. I was just like, okay. I was like, whatever.
The planning we have to do over here to stay up for a pay-per-view is a science at this stage. It's like, you get up early in the morning, you have to make sure your food ordered ready for delivery, but you have to have a nap for at least 2 hours before, then eat your food before the show starts. That's
what I did too. I went and got breakfast I went and got breakfast Friday for Saturday. I was like, I'm gonna have it all because there was nothing open at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock. McDonald's didn't open till 6 o'clock. I was like, well,
really, it's not 24 hours.
No, not anymore. They used to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, not no more. I wish it was. It would have made so much easier on me, but no.
Nothing says good morning like a 3M McMuffin.
Yeah, heck yeah. And it's funny because I do Uber Eats, so I go in there all the time, so they know me by name, and they're like, "What's up, Trey?" Those times they'll give me a free hash brown or sometimes a free coffee, and I'm like, okay,
nice.
I'm like, gotta make friends. I try to make friends with everybody. I'm also I got a podcast. I'm like, go subscribe to Tino's Time.
Good man.
I give out my business cards. I put them all in the Starbucks orders and everything. I mean, you never know. Maybe somebody's a wrestling fan. That check it out.
Look at Shane. Look how young Shane is.
I was gonna say that looks like Shane McMahon there.
That's Shane there with Miss Elizabeth and
wait.
Hebner.
Oh, I was like, okay. I was like, wait, that's not. I was like, that's not Shane. But oh my god.
Yeah.
We got young Shane, guys.
Shane in his 20s.
Oh my god.
He was a ref before that.
He's also been in a lot of WrestleManias, I've noticed. He was on every WrestleMania from 32 to 35, 6, 35. And then he was in all the early ones with Vince and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Never realized how much he was in there.
perks of
Also
the
in
job.
last year, briefly.
Yeah, we'll say less about that one.
He'll probably
Snoop
say less
Dogg.
about that one, to be fair as well.
Snoop Dogg saving the day.
Absolutely.
Oh my god! I just thinking about that. That's like how? Like isn't it? It's so bad, but kind of funny to think about that both McMahons have torn something at two big premium live events running down to the ring because it's just like. But I just didn't understand what we were doing there for. But I feel like we're gonna get the same thing probably this year. I wonder who hosts it though. Like I feel like there's like I don't know. I was gonna say Truth, but he should compete. Maybe he'll do both.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Is there anybody injured that should be hosting it?
I was thinking maybe like Carmella or something, but I don't know.
Big E could be a good one.
Yeah,
Big E, yeah.
Big E and CM Punk, something like they did at the press conference would be kind of funny.
Yes. Night
Well,
one
that's
and
a
night two. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even think about that. That just popped in my head. I don't know. Those two were so great at the press event thing. I just started laughing.
Did you see Big E's? He had an interview there during the week. I can't remember who he was doing it with, but he was saying that CM Punk helped him and keep his job in WWE.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
Was it Chris Van Vliet?
Possibly, I'm not sure.
I don't know. I know he's had a lot of people, but I remember seeing the clip from the interview. I forgot who it was with.
Yeah, can't remember. Yeah, he was.
Because Kofi and Big E have been friends for so long. I'm sure they all stayed in touch too. You know what I mean? I'm sure Punk was like knew about the New Day and everything. So Punk and Big E, and then when Drew wins the world title, Punk gets in the ring and square. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Drew's going to win, and they're going to lead up to Drew and Punk, and then Punk's going to take the title off of Drew. And then I mentioned it on my Road to WrestleMania show. What if Seth is gone for a while, and once Punk wins it, Seth could come back, take out Punk, and then we could see Punk and Rollins at Mania like we were supposed to this year, or at a SummerSlam or something.
Yeah, well, Seth is he's technically injured, but so he may actually need a lot of time off. So maybe he is dropping the title this year. I think
he got cleared, but I feel like him and Becky have been going for so long. I feel like he's going to take some time off, and then Becky might stay for a little, and then she'll eventually take some time off. Because I don't think. Because Rhea might leave for a little too because she's getting married to Mr. Buddy.
He used the trunks.
And he stole it. And Macho Man Randy Savage picks up. Yeah, I can't do it. I try my best. I can't.
As good as it gets from me.
Dig
it.
Yeah.
He's just watching some of the promos that he's done and that he's had is just so incredible, and it's just so insane that you just appreciate these guys more after you watch ones like.
Did you see the video somebody put up on Twitter last week as well of him facing Chuck Norris in an episode of Walker Texas Ranger in a cage match?
Yes, I did. My grandma used to watch that show, and it's so funny because I love that episode specifically because it was wrestling. That was like the only episode I'd watch. I'd be like, can you turn on the wrestling one? Cage. Love Walker Texas Ranger.
Taken.
That was one of those shows. Is it? We got Rick Martel taking on. Is it Tanaka? Is that who that?
Tatanka.
Tataka. Is that the same guy that was like back in like 2006 and 2007 for a little bit of time?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was on SmackDown for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
He was actually first ever Native American to ever actually be in the WWF.
It's one of my favorites after this started. It was Brett, it was Sean, and it was Tatanka.
Yeah. He went on a winning streak, didn't he? He was undefeated for about 2 years, wasn't he?
Yeah, he lost it in November '93 to. This is a trivia question for everybody. Ludwig Borger, Finnish wrestler, Ludwig Borger, and he pinned him with just one finger as well. And Borger was in the company for like a few months more after this, and then was gone.
That's
so it was like a complete waste.
Another one of those Vince guys who we thought was a big dude. No, he's going to be brilliant, and he couldn't work.
Couldn't wrestle, yeah. Giant Gonzalez syndrome.
WrestleMania 9 syndrome.
Exactly. Have you got anyone for WrestleMania 11 out of interest, Tino?
Huh?
Have you got anyone for WrestleMania 11 out of interest?
Who do I have for WrestleMania 11? I think I have. I don't know. I have it written down. I try to be. Oh, I got Smacking Talk. The Matt Ritter.
Yeah.
And then I got I don't know if you ever heard Gizmo 305. He does like the collection stuff and everything. Yeah, so that's what I got for that.
Awesome.
Then,
that is my least favorite Mania, by the way.
Is it? How come? Oh, did you say 11 or 12?
11.
Oh, 11. I got Buzzing with Marlo. That's what I got for that one. That's 12. I got Ritter and Gizmo. Why is 11 not your favorite, or why is it not good?
I just don't really like 1995 very much. That's pretty much the gist of it. Some of the In Your Houses are all right, but a lot of things 95 are not really my cup of tea.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
I have that feeling with 2011. Like, my least favorite WrestleMania of all time is probably 27. Like, there was like a few like okay matches, I think like Triple H and Undertaker was like the best one, but like seemed like they just did that just to lead up to Rock and Cena in Once in a Lifetime. Like, that was the whole point of like the show. I feel like.
Yeah.
But some of the backstage segments were good, and I think Punk and Orton faced at that one. That was a good rivalry.
Yeah, it was a decent rivalry.
Yeah.
Funny, isn't it? 2027, The Rock was there just to pretty much set up the next WrestleMania with Cena.
Yeah.
Kind of get that feeling this year that could be there just to set up
See,
for next year.
The same thing, Steve. See, we're on the same wavelength. I said the same thing. It's like they're like taken from 27 to 28 to 40, 41.
They won't copy it though.
I mean, it's like that. Like, that's why, like especially especially with the game having the special guest referees. I know they don't want to do a special guest referee match, but you could have like a special enforcer or something like that, and then have him be like, and that's because I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Is we're going to see Rock and Roman next year, and it's going to be like a long build as Cena and Rock did, because there's no way Rock's going to be a part of the bloodline for too long.
No, I don't think he's actually part of them at all.
Well, he's putting up the L's, so
yeah,
it means one thing.
It's too easy. It's too easy.
I want to see. I've seen him like watching some, but I love seeing young Michael Cole. Michael Cole is like, it's so great just seeing him as young as he was, and then especially like when the guys would grab him and like choke him and like move him around, or like just like, man, he was so fragile. He was like a little fragile kid then.
Heidenreich.
Hayden, oh my God, Hayden, right?
That's an image I didn't want in my head.
No. The minute you said young Michael Cole, that's the only thing I could think of.
Oh my God, Hayden, right?
That's nightmares coming.
Yeah. Actually, Ric Flair kind of looks like Heidenreich in this.
You're not wrong. Yeah. All he needs is the red gloves. That's funny.
Maybe some shoulder pads from LOD as well.
Imagine Ric Flair with shoulder pads. Oh my God.
So thoughts of the Flair Savage match, Tino? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I really did enjoy it. It's one of those I probably also will go back and like rewatch. Like, I don't know, like matches like that are just so good that I feel like there's things I miss because like we're talking and everything. But like I just like I said, I don't know. This is probably like the fastest pay-per-view that like I feel like I've watched, and it just like they flow so good. The matches are in a good, for the most part, are in a decent spot, and they're not like I said. There's been a couple. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, damn, these matches are just going by so slow. I'm like, this sucks.
It's funny as well. WrestleMania 1 is the shortest Mania, yet you feel this one it feels faster, which says something about WrestleMania 1 a little bit. But I guess it is 40 years later. It
was so interesting because I had the Bearded Bastards, and then I had Lamar on there, and it was just like it was watching. And it was just like, this just is so crazy that this is like the WrestleMania, and this is. Like, if WrestleMania 1 failed, there would not be 40 years of WrestleMania. So, like, the fact that was what, at the time, was, like, big time. And, like I said, no entrances, no, like, little promos like they're doing right here. Yeah. But that was it. They would go right to the match, right to the screen, right to... And young Hulk Hogan, oh, my goodness. Seeing Hulk throughout the years is just crazy.
And He was when we were growing up. He looked old to us. Like they're like,
Yeah.
he's ancient, and he was only in his late 20s in WrestleMania 1. I was like, it's not
I
possible.
mean, even here, Rick looks like the same that he looked at from WrestleMania 24, and he retired against Shawn, except he was a little older and a little saggier, and just not in as good shape. But like, he still looks the same in a way. He got the white hair. He's
Yeah, and he's in his 40s, and I'm in my 40s, and I'm like, oh no, am I
yeah.
that old? Do I look that old?
No. I honestly, I was thinking like 30.
I wish.
I thought you were like my age. I'm not 30 just yet, but it's coming, and I'm scared.
Like filters and light and shadows and stuff.
Oh well, that's what everybody uses filters now. Shoot, you can't meet a girl without girl using a filter, and then you see her in person. It's like that's not who I met. Of course. God, they loved it.
Jerry, thoughts of Savage and Flair? Is it still the Piper and Brett as the match of the night for you, or did that one?
Oh, Piper and Brett will always be. I just feel like going into it's a great match and all, like, but the whole it should have been Hogan and Flair in this pay-per-view. Just always threw it off for me. The fact that we got Piper and Brett, the only time they ever, I guess the only time. Well, WCW, proper Piper and Brett. I think it's the only time they actually had a match.
Yeah, I'm trying to think now if Brett and Piper did. I think they were advertised to, and I don't think they did in the end. I can't remember. I feel like it may have been around that 98, 99 time.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a blur now. Yeah, mine definitely. I like the Ric Flair and Macho Man match a little more, but they're both like those two are probably two of my favorites from like so far watching all of these.
They're both great matches. You can't go wrong with liking one more than the other, or vice versa.
And Jerry, you said the Roddy and the Bretters on the showcase, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Very interested to see. Oh, Macho Man, he gets so into it.
Mm-hmm. He's still selling the limp, like he's selling it the whole way through, all the way to the back, doing this interview. Like, nobody sells like that anymore.
No.
We have the press conference here.
I mean, that press conference was something.
It's not quite Vegas, let's be fair.
Yeah, I want to know where WrestleMania is going to be at next year. They need to say, because if it's in Minnesota, I want to go. But now all of a sudden it's going to be in Vegas because they had the goddamn press conference in Vegas. Like, come on, pick a spot. Shoot, they were doing press conferences then. Shoot,
it was a worked one. None of these were actually dirt cheap people on the audience.
Man. I love the press conferences. I don't know. It just makes it feel a lot real, a lot more real.
There, look. There's there you can see a little bit of the build before WrestleMania. When Taker and Flair were still a team.
Taker and Flair is a tag team. Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah. Sid and Hogan were a tag team. This is just after Royal Rumble.
Seems like a strange decision after the way the Rumble finished. You can't really blame Sid here. Sorry, Tim. Obviously, I know you haven't seen the '92 Rumble, but
I mean, that's fine. Honestly, you'll tell me, and then I'll probably forget again, so it's okay.
But you can't blame Sid for this.
Not at all. Hogan,
Sid's in the right.
Help me.
A beefcake on the outside as well.
So now they just say that. Justice, Sid Justice. They do a lot of. I've noticed too. It seems like they do a lot more like backstage segments than they do now. Is that true, or does it just feel like
it would have been like because of there wasn't weekly shows like Raw and SmackDown to build up to pay-per-views. They had main event and I can't remember what was the challenge or superstars but it wouldn't have been that kind of storytelling.
Yeah, I think like challenge is the one where stuff happened and see Sid being on the barbershop, but Yeah, but like obviously Superstars back in the day. I mean, both of the shows really, when you actually saw the in-ring action, it wasn't like you'd see Raw and SmackDown where it's like, oh, big superstar gets big superstar. It was like, Sid Justice versus the Brooklyn Brawler, and it'd be over in like 2 minutes. Like, it was like everything was squash matches. It was just the attraction of seeing that wrestler perform.
Yeah. That's what I noticed about like a lot of the like I said, like a lot, like especially the Hogan matches. Like the Hogan matches don't seem to be that long. It's just more or less them just seeing Hulk Hogan.
It's more of him overselling and celebrating and spending so much time hulking up.
I'm gonna have to go back and because I couldn't find it, and I probably should just went on YouTube and looked up like the barber shop segment. Well, I want to go back and actually watch like the full segment if I can find it with Sean and this. And,
Yeah,
I don't know. These barber shop ones were always cool to me.
Yeah.
Him and his scissors. What did he use those scissors for? Just to cut people's hair? I don't believe it.
the fucking hedge clippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be going to him for a haircut.
Nah.
Those
Nah.
I'm not going to ease Barney. Absolutely no chance. It'll be a Dark Side of the Ring episode, if I'm not mistaken, Brutus.
Oh, goodness.
yes, yeah, it's coming up. Yeah.
Did it come back yet? Did it start yet?
Next week, I think.
Next week's the first one.
Because in the biographies came back, and I haven't watched it yet, but those are also good.
Is John Tenta, isn't it? Next week, is it?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. I've seen a post on John Tenta, so it could be him first.
So is Sid like at this time like Kane, where he just chokeslammed everybody and was like the giant guy?
Pretty much. Build them up as a monster heel, make him seem like he could beat Hogan. Because he had only arrived just before the Rumble. He was only in WWF at the time for about 2 months, so nobody really knew anything about him other than he was Sid Vicious in WCW at the time with the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, he was a skyscraper, wasn't he? Not long before that.
Yeah, that's right. Him and Dan Spivey, wasn't it?
That's the one, yeah.
And then he was, and he wasn't he replaced by the Undertaker, Mean Mark for a bit. He was Undertaker.
Mean Mark.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he might have been. Yeah, because I know that the partner doesn't stay, and then they try and revamp the tag team with someone else. And Mean Mark could be the one.
Mean Mark, I think it was.
Yeah, just before he left to unfortunately not get the Eggman gimmick. He went with the more disappointing Undertaker gimmick, unfortunately. But
never last.
No, not a chance. Not a chance.
That's funny.
The model.
Oh, Rick Martel.
Classic.
I was talking to my grandma. And my grandma's been alive forever. She's like 85 years old. And I was talking to her and everything, and I mentioned the name Rick Martel, and she goes, "Oh, he's hot." I was like, "You remember him?" I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "Please stop." I'm like, "Grandma," I'm like, "I can't with you." Because she always like she remembers like the Hulk and all of that. Like she actually went to Super Bowl I. I was just like, that's crazy. I was oh my God. I was like, so like there's like some things like I'll talk to her about sometimes, and like it all of a sudden like hits her and she remembers, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I'll just randomly ask her wrestling questions about the old style, just see if she remembers.
Mad.
Because nobody in my
Super Bowl I.
Huh?
Who was in Super Bowl I?
It was the Packers and Chiefs.
Who won?
I think the Packers, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm a Bears fan, and you know how much I hate the Packers, and I think they did win. I can't remember, but I think that
Trying to block it out, really, is what you mean.
Yeah. Just having to hear the Packers irritates me, especially as a Chicago sports fan, and they all suck, you know.
Yeah. Here comes the main man, Tatanka.
Tatanka.
This was an entrance.
Yeah.
So he just had the same theme song for 30 years too, because this is the same one that happened when he came out in the 2006 Royal Rumble.
Yep, this is the one.
Tatanka. Wasn't he also in an Andre the Giant Battle Royal at one point?
Yeah, I want to
Yes.
say 33, but it's a complete guess. It's shot in the dark, but he has been in one. Yes.
I was gonna say. I remember. I was gonna say because they're
Yeah,
all on the pre-show and on the network or on Peacock. They don't have all the pre-shows on there, so I can't watch some of the Andre the Giants. But I remember him being in one. I was just like, why is Tantaka being in the battle or in the battle royal?
Shout out to Chris, by the way. Apparently, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. One of
Oh.
our Super Bowl.
Okay, I guess I was wrong. The Chief. Okay, thank you, Chris. So listen, I wasn't alive. I don't remember. I just remember it was the Packers and Chiefs. So okay, so the Chiefs won. So the Chiefs won
there
one.
you go.
They won 50, whatever. And I want to be a Chiefs fan sometimes. They win in everything. It's bullcrap.
Chiefs fan or Taylor Swift fan?
Neither. I have Travis Kelce on my fantasy football team fan.
We are.
That was the only reason why I like the Chiefs this year is because I had Kelce on my one of my teams. I like Taylor Swift, but it's too. I can't deal with it. The Swifties, the this, the that, the.
Let's hope they don't pop into the chat right now. Goodness, we'll be in a lot of trouble.
I know.
I have a Swiftie in the house.
Hey, that's okay.
We're actually going to Wembley this year for it.
Where's she at? Did she want to be on the show? She didn't want to come and hang out. I see she's always with you. I was wondering if she was going to come with you today.
No, not tonight. She's working until after we started. So.
Oh, true. Yeah, I was going to ask you. I was like, because I see her on like a bunch of your episodes because you guys do it together, and then like all the episodes Steve does, she's always in there. So I didn't know for sure though. Are you doing any more of those, Steve? I was thinking, are you doing any more of those like videos like that?
I am looking to do one for WrestleMania. Yes, you both can expect an inbox message probably in the next week or so. I would imagine.
Of course.
I think
I was thinking about. I was like, you know,
this year's one could actually involve less effort than ever expected before.
I can't wait to figure out what the theme is and what we got to do.
Well, I've been given I've came up with a couple of ideas. I've been given a few suggestions as well, but there is one that's just staring me in the face that I think maybe just makes the most sense. So, I think that might be the way I might have to go. But yeah, I'm going to leave it that for the minute because
you know, spoiler. I was just curious. I was like, it's WrestleMania season. I know you kind of like get everybody involved. I love those, and we're all involved, and we all get a little, you know.
I've been a bit quiet, haven't I?
Huh?
I've been a bit quiet, haven't I, when it comes to that at the moment?
No, it's not that busy, you know. There's other things going down. You're a busy guy, though, man. You got a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I got a dog. I could imagine having a kid. Like, I don't know. The dog is... We lost our 15-year-old dog yesterday. It got out of the house and decided to walk all the way over to a busy street and was standing in the middle of the busy street. Somebody found them and brought them to the police station. Never been so scared in my life. I felt like I had a kid first. This is what people with kids must feel like.
What kind of dog is it?
It's a beagle.
Oh, sweet. Blind
in one eye, 1.5 eyes. He can only see like out of like a half of an eye. He can't walk. He can't. It's just so bad. We're like, how did you get this far away? We have no idea. So, but yeah, I was just like, oh my god. Rick Martel. Was he playing like the flamboyant guy at the time where he was wearing all pink and everything? Is that what he was trying to show off?
He's a model, or he's playing a model game.
In the Ken doll? Was he Ken?
The original Ken doll, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, maybe. Were you guys alive for the Ice Bowl? Do you know what the Ice Bowl is?
No. What was that?
It's
ice hockey or no?
No, it's a football game that it was like negative, like really, really cold and everything, and it was like just one of those like famous football games. Jadis, what year was that exactly? Chris would know exactly when that was. Cowboys Packers, that's what it was. I forget what year it was though.
Was it a Super Bowl?
No, it wasn't a Super Bowl. It was like a championship game. It was like going to the Super Bowl.
Okay. 1, 2, done with a crossbody as well.
Who won this match?
Tatanka.
Tatanka.
Like I said, I think I'm like 5-10 seconds behind or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just saw it, but that's fine. I don't care. I just want Tatanka picks up the win. We got 3 matches left, everybody. Oh, is this this is the next match is with IRS, right? Is that Irwin? Yeah, Irwin
Archeister.
Yeah. Okay.
Ted.
So funny, unique story.
Stories
This is the first show I ever watched, and obviously I was of a young age, and so I could not watch this as it was actually happening, shown on TV. So decided to record it and watch it the next day, and of course VHS tapes. Yes, VHS. I come from that era. There's a long play option or a short play option.
Oh yeah.
Long play option. I would have got the whole show. So I only placed the short play version. So I only get halfway through this match, and then the video cuts out. So I had to wait like 4 months until it came out on VHS to actually know who won this match. Like, painful experience.
My God.
Yeah.
I would cry.
That's a strange.
I was what was going on.
Yeah. Why would they do that? Why would they actually not leave the results in it?
Well, I mean, the videotape had that I did only was like 90 minutes long, so that's where they cut out on the show. So I had to wait for the actual video to come out, and then you could actually get it. And of course, back then it was a long wait until it come out. I think by the time I watched it, it was probably near when it was SummerSlam. So I mean, I kind of knew who the champions were anyway by that point and what happened. But yeah, it was a long wait to have to see the conclusion of the match. But hey, the beauty of technology.
Man, people they don't understand. You can't just go back an hour later and watch it on the Peacock or the network. You know, you gotta wait. I remember having it was a DVD and VHS recorder. So you just put a blank VHS in or a blank DVD and you could record stuff. So that's what I would do. So I had remember those old CDs where you could burn music onto CDs. I do that with them, and I had a whole stack of DVDs of with permanent marker WrestleMania 12 or whatever it was at the time. That's what I would do because I always would miss it, or I always would have to go to bed early. So my parents were like, well, record it. And there were many times that I forgot to press record and I missed it.
That would be painful.
Yes. And then they came out with a black box where it was a thing where you get pay-per-views. And so I just started watching them live. I'm just no.
Is that a legal black box thing, or is that something that...
I probably. My parents were bad. My parents were awful. I'm sure it was. I don't know. I'm sure, though. Sure they weren't doing nothing right back then. That's okay, though.
Nobody has legal channels these days, do they?
No. What's that? IRS.
Yeah, it's looking back at him now, you forget how much you could see Bray in his eyes and stuff.
Oh, I know it's gross, isn't it? It's even Bo. I was watching the WrestleMania where Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel were they were part of was it Mrs. Crew, and then they part of the 4-man band where it was Heath, the Outcast or whatever.
Outcast, social outcast.
Yeah, the social outcast, and it just just say now that I know it, it just I can't unsee it every time I see the one of the 3 of them. I was thinking that Bo Dallas was behind all those vignettes. What do you guys think about Shawn Spears being in NXT now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry, you go first. I'll take it second.
Yeah, why not? He wasn't being used. He asked for his release early in AEW. Was pretty sure he was going to come back, so he may as well start off in NXT fresh to get a name, because he didn't really have a name in WWE when he left. He was just Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10. He had a gimmick, and that was about it. He didn't really do anything. So
and
anybody doesn't watch AEW.
I think you put it nicer than I would have done. It's all right. It's fine. He's back, but I still don't see a main event in the WrestleMania one day. It's just
Oh,
you
no.
know,
No. Just
Yeah.
another character, mid-carter.
yeah, it's fine for NXT. It's cool for that. Hopefully, I'm more excited if it leads to an Iconics return one day.
I literally
Oh, yeah.
to say because she shared that she said welcome home. I was like, I said it on Tuesday when I was watching it live. I'm like, guys, watch. We'll see the Iconics back before you know it. Because I think she's not pregnant again, is she? Or I think she just had her baby, right? Maybe she might be. I don't know.
I'm
But
not
yeah, I
sure.
think when they're both ready, when they're both in like shape and everything and back like where they want to be, I think that they both would come back. Because Billie Kay was getting over, I think, a lot before she got released when she was doing that singles thing that she was doing and
Yeah.
everything.
She was way overdoing that. She was she was
The
she was
resume.
resume. Yeah. That
Oh,
was so,
she is having a second baby. Damn.
Oh,
Okay,
she-
they don't wait no time then. Okay. Well, guess we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, but eventually. Just like AJ, I think AJ will eventually show up for something if it's just a pre-show event or something like that. Shit, I would even do if they were gonna bring her back. Bring her back after the year after WrestleMania, 10 years to the day that she had Paige beat her, or something like that. Like if she's even there or around, or I don't know.
was she on WrestleMania 30 card?
Yeah, she was.
AJ.
She defended her title against all those women in the Vicky Guerrero Invitation.
Yeah. Sorry, she was right. Yeah, and that
Her
was
last
the
one-
on Raw, wasn't it?
Yeah, her last one was 31 when she teamed with Paige against the Bellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's decent tag that.
Yeah, that was like the first women's tag match. I think that was like actually like relevant to like the show and not just some girls going out there doing a lingerie evening gown match.
It was Paige's first WrestleMania as well. No?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think her first and her last because I don't think she competed in any others.
Was she not? Was she not 32?
Oh no, you know what? She competed on the pre-show on 32 because that was Bree's last match. Because then Nikki came out in the neck brace, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
32 was that in Texas, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Dallas. That was the Roman and Triple H one where Roman and yeah.
Well, that was when they introduced the women's title, right? They got rid
Yeah.
of the Divas. Yeah.
Yeah, with Lita, and they had the triple threat.
Yeah.
That video package will always be one of my favorites with those three for the women's title.
Yeah, that was a great match.
No, the Edge and Lita thing where they had their celebration was on a Raw before. I forgot what pay-per-view it was before, but that was with John Cena and Edge. That was after Edge won the title at Unforgiven, I think. I can't remember. But IRS getting his head pounded into the mat or into the turnbuckle.
I used to love when people use his tie against him.
That tie's probably worth something.
You'd never learn every
He
match.
never learned. Oh, somebody stood on it or fucking used it to do something to him.
No, Jadis, it was not real. They were not really doing that on national television on a Monday Night Raw. Trying to be very vivid with this segment. I don't know if I'm trying to get yelled at by YouTube.
Mhm.
Well, the video was on YouTube, wasn't it?
I think it is, but every time it comes up, you have to like prove you're like 18 or older. It's like one of those like it's like inappropriate. You have to be a certain age.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't show anything though.
No, it doesn't.
Just implies.
Yeah, you know.
Have to use your imagination.
Yeah, and then John Cena comes out and ruins the whole thing and starts talking crap. So it's okay. And I think Rick came out too at one point. That was like my my time when I was just so into it with John Cena and Edge and all of them, and like 2005 and 6 was like when I really started getting into it and I started like remembering like everything.
It's an interesting time period as well, 2005 and 6.
Yeah, because wasn't that like the like it was obviously the beginning of the Ruthless Aggression, but it was like when they were kind of ending like the new generation, right? Or is that what they called it after or before?
No, Rufus Attitude Era was
Oh,
they
Attitude
said till
Attitude
2001,
Era.
but
That's right. Never mind.
technically to the end of the invasion. But Ruthless Aggression kicks in like mid 2002. So yeah, 2002 to 2007, 8, whenever they decided to go PG. But it felt like around that period they were still doing violent stuff. But I don't know. A lot of the people they tried to get over as the next top guys, just it didn't work for like any of them. And I think that apart from so they kind of were like Cena, Batista, those people were like had to carry the mantle for a long time. And it probably what gave Randy the reason to get finally the push to be the champion again because of the fact that when you try with people like Chris Masters, Carlito, I mean Kennedy should have definitely been.
I was just about to say Kennedy. I mean, we mentioned Hayden, right? Remember he had a last ride match with Undertaker, or the what was it, the last ride, or the where they put him in the thing? It was kind of like the casket,
yeah,
like the ambulance match.
Yeah,
but I mean, Chris Masters was another one too. Like I remember being in that elimination chamber that Cena won before Edge cashed in, and I always remember thinking that Masters was going to be a champion at one point. And it's just like you're right. Now that you say that, you're right. They did like fail on a lot of guys that they tried, like with like the ECW championship and
yeah.
Even the mid card titles, like Carlito's first match, he beat John Cena, didn't he, for the US title?
Yeah.
And it was Jose the bodyguard, wasn't it? Was it Jose? Might have been something similar to that.
Oh, for Cena, his bodyguard name.
Yeah, the one that apparently had used a illegal object on John Cena in the nightclub.
Bad people. These guys just all be like, I just don't understand. These athletes and all these people, you got all this money, you got all this and that, and you just mess it all up. Just don't make sense to me.
Too much money, too early.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's like, an untouchable feeling.
Like I just saw, I was watching during Super Bowl week, there was this 20-year-old. He's been playing Madden for 5 years since he was 14, 15 years old, and he became the first Madden millionaire. He's won $1 million playing Madden. Like, that's crazy. How do you get 20 with $1 million? Like, huh?
I don't even know what Madden is. That's how old I am.
It's a football game.
Oh, it's a fantasy football thing, or is it?
It's like the like how WWE has 2K24.
Right.
They make Madden every year for NFL. So like you can go and play like franchises and all that, but like these guys are like they get like so good at it, they go to tournaments and they give away a bunch of money. So he's won a lot of money playing Madden. It's just like damn, like I'm doing something wrong. Even like the athletes now, like how young they are, like Tiffany, Roxanne, like Carmelo, like the fact that they're all like in their mid-20s and younger, like Thea. Like the fact that Thea just is turning like 21, 22 is crazy. Like they'll be here forever if they go on the right path.
Yeah. What do you think of Carmelo? Yeah.
And in a no DQ. Out.
Yeah.
I had to wait 4 months for a VHS to see the finish of them walking out with the tag team titles.
Oh my god! See, like that's the biggest thing on why I'm so happy they don't do the pay-per-views, because how many times, at least me, I spent $50 on a pay-per-view and then they'd have some awful. I'm just like, why did I'm like, this is awful. It's like sometimes it's just not even like worth it to get like. I don't know.
It's a true natural disaster of a finish.
Yes, that's a very good word for it. National disaster.
Never understand why they would do that at a pay-per-view.
I feel like pay-per-views should be like they still do it sometimes. It's like, why can't we just have like a clean finish? Like pay-per-view should be where the rivalries end.
Yeah, why have it if you're not going to do anything? Have some sort of finish, like not that shit.
Especially for people that are spending like money like that, and like it just like we didn't always have the network. Like there's kids that were born in like 2014, 2015, like that I like little kids, and they're like I've always just like remembered the network. I'm like my cousin's friends and stuff like that. I'm like, that's crazy. Like you don't like
Yeah, people born who don't know the world without YouTube or Netflix or anything.
Or close, like I said to my cousin, like, do you know what closed circuit is? He goes, no, what's that? It's like, that's where you go to the movie theater. He goes, oh. We got one more match before the main event. It's Skinner taking on Owen Hart.
The Rocket, Owen Hart.
Yes.
Well, he was part of team with Coco Beware, wasn't he, at that stage? Or
Indeed.
just
High energy.
high energy, yeah.
Coco's the Birdman, right?
Yes, he is indeed. Yeah. Frankie, the bird.
Frankie.
Frankie. Oh, the Bird's got a name?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even hear. I haven't heard the interesting. Tro?
You even got Frankie as part of the action figure with Cokie Beware back in the day.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. There's a Coco. Really? Stop it.
Yeah, back in the very early 90s. I don't know if they've transitioned it into the modern style figures that they do, but yeah, in the old style ones they did back in the day.
See, like that's when I would totally get it. Somebody like because he doesn't have an elite figure, so that's probably one of his only figures. Man, that'd be so cool to have. Like I have Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and it comes with a lizard.
Wow,
I was like, that's so cool. It's like I had to get it. It's like one of the first ever elite figures. I was just like, well, they just don't give like stuff like that like anymore. Like they just give like lame things. They just give like four set of hands and then like a belt or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I don't need all those hands. I don't need to like change the hands. Just give me the.
What's the most weird thing you have wrestling related?
What do you mean, like thing like
weirdest? Like, do you ever see those weird ones in Walmart or some stores that have really weird wrestling figures with
I have
names on them?
I have a giant John Cena. Like it's like a giant ass like John Cena figure, but it's not like a figure. It's like a like I don't know. It's weird. Let me see if I can grab it and see like if I can show you. But I started collecting like 5-6 years ago, like a lot. I used to collect a lot when I was younger, but then I thought at 15 years old, I thought it'd be smart to sell all of them for $50 at a garage sale. And now I sit here and think to myself, I'm a moron because I probably had so many rare figures in the box. But Owen Hart match is over.
Yeah, it's a short one.
That was it.
Owen Hart picks up the victory with another roll-up. There's a few roll-ups in the show.
Roll-ups in the show, yeah. I didn't know where.
Roll-ups, I've noticed that. So I got this John Cena. This is probably the weirdest thing I have. That it's not like it's like a, I don't know. I think you can put batteries in it or something like that, and it like talks. I don't know. My mom found it at somewhere. I'm like, all right. I'm like, sure. It's kind of funny too because this is the hat I have. Like this is the one hat that I have, so it's kind of like. But that's probably the weirdest thing because other than that, I just have pops and like the elite and everything. I just have so much stuff I don't know what to do with. And it's so hard because they make so many now of like the same figures and like 10 John Cenas and 70 Rocks. It's like you got to be careful on what you want to and what you don't want to get. But it is main event time, everybody. It's Hulk Hogan taking on Sid Justice.
Shout out to Daz in the comments, by the way. I've seen he's joined us.
Daz, what's up, Daz? How you doing? Was it Hulk Hogan against Slaughter? That was WrestleMania 7. Yeah. That was the one we watched last week. No, Rocco. Rocco is like Jadis. Rocco is like your age. Yeah. So, did you guys see what Logan Paul was doing in the cage and why he was laying there for so long? This man.
Yeah, I saw that video today. I can't get up.
Man, I love Logan Paul.
Can't move. Yeah, it was brilliant.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
Did you know he was doing that while you were watching it live? Did you know he was going to get involved?
I said it. I was like, watch. Because he did it to Seth last year. He was the one that came into the Elimination Chamber and took out Seth. And we've seen it before with Michaels. I'm like, I saw, especially once you saw him laying there, because all the other guys got out of the match really fast. Like, they all just left. And he laid there. It's like, why are you still laying there? I was like, watch, it's going to happen. I did not think it was going to be Randy. I thought it was going to be LA Knight at one point. But, I mean, we'll see what happens. I just don't know if Randy needs the U.S. title. And Logan's not going to win the title. He's going to leave after Mania again, like he always does. So, I don't know.
KO, they have to have a match for KO, right? He's still kind of feuding with Logan. So.
Yeah. Oh, they have to. I feel that's what I'm saying. Like a multi-man match for both IC and U.S. title might not be such a bad thing. You got so many people you could put in there and use. And we don't need to put them in a battle royal or a flipping WrestleMania SmackDown.
Just a bit of context about this. This is Hogan's farewell match. It was supposed to be the end of Hulkamania because at the time there was still a lot of backlash regarding the drug trial. The doping scandal and stuff was all around the same time.
So he doesn't wrestle at 9 then?
He returns at 9, yeah.
Okay.
He comes back on Monday Night Raw. I think it's around February time because Brutus Beefcake has a horrible car accident. And he wants to return as well. And Hogan, they sort of are together because they're like the mega maniacs because Brutus, when he makes his return, is attacked by Money Inc., who of course who were in now a couple of matches ago because Owen and Skinner was so short. But so that's something, the WrestleMania tag team match for the tag team titles.
Interesting. Okay. Because I was wondering that. I was like, how many is Hulk Hogan like a part of? Because like, obviously at one point, like
too many.
There.
That's the correct answer.
I mean, so far everyone I've watched, he's been on, and he's mostly main evented them.
Yeah, we have one. You have one more to go,
and then I get into the who's the next main eventer from like 10 to like 20 before it's Cena. Is it Rock or not Rock?
Austin was Brett and Yoko, right?
Yeah, 10's
nine was, yeah.
11 Taylor and Bam Bam.
Which one was Austin and Brett? Is that 13?
13, but it's not the main event.
It's not the main event.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No.
I thought it was.
Sid and The Undertaker.
Taker, yeah.
Oh, okay. Who's this guy?
Harvey. That's Harvey Wimpleman.
Looking like a flipping...
Did you watch Young Rock?
Yes, I did.
Do you know the guy what he was in Texas with? He was putting them up in his trailer.
Is that him?
That's him, yeah.
Oh my God. I was for a second there, I was like, why does this man look a little familiar? But yes. So mad they ended it. And especially the way they ended it makes me so mad, but that's okay, so that's who that was. I was trying to figure out, I'm like, who is this guy because I was like trying to figure him out, like in like I just couldn't figure it out, but I don't know. Okay.
He was one of those managers you just had to hate. Like he was just such a fucking prick.
He was the manager of Giant Gonzalez as well.
He was, a year later. Well, you'll watch it WrestleMania and you'll see him a year later.
Yeah. Okay. Harvey makes his appearances up. I think even through the Attitude Era, you'll see Harvey in odd little moments. But
he actually had a match with Harvey Wimbledon and the Fink ended up having a match because they hated each other so much.
Good times.
But they always put him with all the tall guys, like Sid's like 6'10" or whatever he was, and Giant Gonzalez like 7'3" or something. So he always managed really, really tall people, even though he's tiny. He made them look even bigger.
Even bigger. How you said he's how tall? 6'4"?
No, Sid is about 6'10".
Oh, 6'10". Oh, wow.
Giant Gonzalez, who he manages for WrestleMania 9, is about 7'3". And Harvey looks tiny compared to them, but he's probably
What's up, Joe? How you doing? Steve, you got anything else you're doing today? Or is this no, you're going to bed, aren't you? It's late by you.
Yeah.
It is late. Very late. If there's time, I may try and get the AEW Revolution predictions out, but it's looking very slim at the moment for that happening. I think we might have to wait till tomorrow for that one.
I appreciate you making time and staying up with me and hanging out for a little bit. I understand the time difference and everything, so
hey, it's what it is. Unfortunately, we can't all be blessed with the same time zone. This
is early for watching a wrestling pay-per-view for us, though, Steve.
I mean, shit, if they started them at 2:00, it'd be great. They'd be over by like 6 or 7. I mean,
we're normally waking up at this stage to get ready for the pre-show.
I mean, especially Saturday this year, we're gonna have Stand and Deliver at like 11. The pre-show starts at 4, and then WrestleMania starts at 6. I think I'm assuming or at least my time it starts at 6.
It's earlier this year.
It's on the East Coast. It's on Philly, so it'll be
So wait, what time is
five.
it?
think
Oh,
it's
so they're
5
starting it at
o'clock.
5 then?
I think it's 5 o'clock. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna need to figure that out then. I don't know. Like even with like the chamber, I waited until they put up the thing. I'm like, I don't know what time it is. I can't figure out what the heck time zone I'm on. I'm like, it is what it is. So what, they didn't wait till the music came out and he just started fighting them.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, imagine. Like just it's like with the stadium match they have in AEW. They just start playing random music while the match is on. Sure.
Yeah. The Moxley match or Moxley music kept playing over and over. In the
Oh my god! I swear at one point I could like sing it to myself. I just was like, listen, that's fun and all, but like I can only listen to the same song so many times. Yeah, well, so what do you guys think about all the thing that they did for kind of Sting yesterday? Did you guys watch Dynamite?
Have seen Dynamite,
yes. Yeah.
I thought it was so cool that he came out of the crowd and everything. That was
wicked.
Very WCW. It was nice to have that one sort of final time he does that. It's a pretty cool moment.
I'm glad they did it, but I was hoping they would have done it at the pay-per-views. That would have been his entrance. His final match. That would have been cool.
Yeah, have him like come out like I mean, he very well might, but yeah, waiting until Sunday would have been a lot cooler. I feel like just because.
Yeah.
You asked the question earlier on, by the way, about Ric Flair's involvement. Will he be involved or not? Could there be a moment where they might just recreate? Because AEW does secretly recreate WWE moments and do them for themselves.
Yeah.
But they might just do a WrestleMania 24 moment and Ric Flair actually does get involved. And before he costs Sting the match, he says, "I'm sorry, I love you."
Oh my god. Honestly, I would not be surprised, Steven. If it does, I'm literally gonna like text you and be like, "Steve, it just happened." Even if you don't see it, because I know you probably won't be up, but like I'm gonna be like, "Oh, you're right."
I always mute my Twitter and Insta on the shows anyway when they go on, so that's the spoilers.
See, that's a smart thing to do. See, I need to figure out how to do that.
Well, no, I don't think they'll ever turn Darby heel, but imagine if Darby did that. I'm sorry, I love you, and he left him and let.
Oh my god,
I'd be fine with that.
That'd be so cool, especially because what's Darby gonna do after Sting retires? I wonder. Like
climbing Everest, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's climbing Mount Everest. He'll be gone
for
a bit. That's right.
He's got to go skateboard back down there.
I mean, hey, I've seen a lot of people do that. So I just don't know if I could do that. I barely like going on a run.
Did you hear that? I'm not sure if anybody heard this. Like, apparently, no, you have to bring your own poo back down Everest with you. You can't leave it up there. So
you have to bring your what?
Your poo, your shit when you go for shit up there. You can't
leave it up there outside, huh?
You have to pick it up and put it in the bag and bring it back down with you. There's so much. Apparently, the smell up the top is so bad that people have to bring it back with them.
Oh my god! No.
Something you never even think about, like sure.
That is, bro. That is like I wouldn't even have thought about that, but that's just like,
yeah,
man. I don't know.
I heard that a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "There's just something you never needed to know."
Nah, I didn't need to know that, man. Not that.
I was like, I have to share it with somebody.
Hey, I mean, that's okay though. That's what we're here.
Anyone who watches this video on delay and they get to the 2-hour 37-minute mark of this, they have a gem of information waiting for them that they've never known before.
Yes, sir. Shoot, I might just clip that and just say, looks what happens at Mount Everest.
It doesn't stay in Mount Everest. It's not like Vegas.
The E in WWE now stands for Everest.
Oh my god, that's funny. Yeah, speaking of this WWE walks with, who I've realized there's been a lot of WrestleManias was Elias. He was on almost like every one. If it was just a little guitar segment or getting his ass whooped by somebody, he was on a lot of them while he was there.
He had a segment with Cena at WrestleMania. He had a match with Cena, didn't he, at that WrestleMania?
He had a segment, and then I think that was the match with Undertaker and John Cena, that squash match or whatever, because the only match he had was the COVID year he faced, I forgot who he faced. Corbin, that's right. Corbin and Elias at Mania.
Oh, yeah. Sad that they couldn't do more with him.
I know.
He was so entertaining. He was so natural. Like his character, like that whenever him and Kevin Owens had that heat
Oh,
in
so good.
Seattle, it was
His twin brother,
yeah.
Zeke, great
Zeke.
man.
That old power strength between two big guys. You don't see that anymore, do you?
No. And was this was Hulk trying to make Sid like the next big guy? Like, was he supposed to be the guy to take over for Hulk?
Probably not.
Not. He was a big guy. He was another one of those big guys Vince probably saw as somebody who could potentially, but I think it was about a month later, maybe a month later, the Sid was gone as well. He left. He didn't stay around long after.
Wait, like he left the company or he passed?
He was gone. No, he left and came back a couple years later. I think he went back to WCW. There he failed a drug test or something.
Oh, okay. It's just like that, and that's the thing. It's like I feel like Vince, like he loves his big guys like that, and it's like I don't know. Like he just like you guys said, like you guys were talking about, like if this was the main event match, like now, like imagine if this was the main event when we could have got like Rick and Hulk or whatever, like that would like people would be like it'd be like trending everywhere.
Yeah,
it's just like
they missed the opportunity to have Hogan and Ric Flair. It's the biggest mistake they ever made for this era anyway for WrestleMania. Like.
As soon as WCW got their hands on Hogan because they had Flair again, they booked the match like instantly. It was like the pay-per-view main event, and they didn't waste any time. And it was like a rocket ship for WCW at the time. Like it pretty much turned them from being a company that was probably struggling financially to getting them their TV deal, which led to what we got for Monday Nitro.
Yeah,
that's true. Monday Nitro, so good. Is this match even long? Because when I started, it said it was like 2:20, but or like when if they rung the bell, I looked real quick, but
yeah, about 10 minutes left.
Imagine if the WrestleManias were only like 2 hours and 47 minutes. I mean, like we would be done at like 8:30 every day.
I would be happy with that.
That'd be great.
We don't need 4-hour shows. I'm not a fan of stupidly long shows. I mean, Elimination Chamber just now, wrestling was good, but man, it dragged.
4 matches.
Four matches in 3.5 hours. I'm like
crazy.
You could have done that 2.5 and just had the Grayson Waller effect or something, be a little shorter, or put it on like SmackDown or Raw or something like that.
Yeah, didn't need to be.
I get it. They wanted to give Grayson his rub and his moment in Australia. That's why I knew as soon as it was going to be in Australia, I knew they were going to give him something if he wasn't in a match.
But I mean, the Grayson Waller segment was half an hour, which don't get me wrong, it's a very long segment and for not a lot of detail either. But
exactly, that was the thing. They didn't give too much in it. It was just like.
Yeah, and if you look at the end of the Judgment Day match with New Catch Republic to then the start of the next Chamber match, including the Grayson Waller effect, it was about 50-something minutes of no wrestling.
Yeah.
So either side of the Grayson Waller effect is another 20-odd minutes of nothing.
No, I didn't even notice that watching it or rewatching it. True. Okay, that's crazy. Yeah, because I just rewatched it on like Monday before I went live for Raw, and I was just like. Because I just skipped through all like the nonsense and all those random commercials and everything. I just trying to watch the match again.
That's probably the sensible thing to do. To be fair,
it's just like and that's why like sometimes like I don't like people ask why I don't go live for Dynamite. It's just like sometimes they're not that good, and it's like I skim through it anyway. Like yesterday, I literally watched Dynamite. I looked at the clock. It took me 25 minutes to watch Dynamite from the start all the way to the Sting thing. I was just like, there really wasn't too much to watch.
That's fair.
I don't know. I just, Also, there's just so much on, sometimes it's like I just want to see the important things.
It's so hard nowadays to watch everything. I mean,
impossible.
Yeah. I don't watch Collision anymore because there's not enough room in the calendar to watch it.
And again, Saturdays you want to do something, especially if they're getting nice out again. At least over here, getting nice out. I don't want to be sitting inside on a Saturday.
It's a good show. Don't me around, but it's a bad time for it to be on.
Yes, bad.
When
it started, it's people are trying to do other things, and people aren't trying to watch wrestling on a Saturday or.
watch it on delay, like you watch it on DVR or something. That's when most people watch it these days because their ratings for Saturday nights are terrible
Yeah.
for their show. Like, even the same with Rampage. Like,
Oh,
nobody wants to watch that anyway. Like it's the pre-tape, and most people know what happens, so they don't really care. You can just watch highlights on YouTube and 3 or 4 minute segments.
It's done, isn't it? Yeah.
It's just like the SmackDown before Chamber. Everybody's like, "Well, why aren't you doing it?" It's like it's already taped. Everybody's already knows everything that happened. It's like I'm gonna go to sleep. I'll see y'all at 3 a.m. Like, yeah,
There's like 7 hour gap between the end of SmackDown and the start of the Chamber, wasn't there?
I was just like, yeah, because I know if I stayed up for SmackDown, I wasn't gonna get up. I would have slept all the way through, and I would have been so mad at myself. I've been like, well, it is what it is.
Well, don't have to worry about us falling asleep because Hogan's done it in the ring currently.
I was gonna say, it looks like he's taking a nap.
It does, doesn't it?
He's got that old fucking Vulcan vice grip on him.
He's like, he must be watching Revolution. He's like, I'm going night. Who's the referee in this match?
Earl.
Go on, yeah, you got it.
Earl Hebner, yeah.
There we go, Hebner. There we go. And it's always the third time they keep their hand up, always with their third. And it's they get all that strength.
They don't do that anymore in WWE, do they? It's just one drop and they don't. They know AEW do it, but they don't. I don't know if they do it in WWE.
Yeah, they do it every once in a while, but not like they used to. It seems.
For people like Cody, they'll do 3. But if it's like Shayna Baszler putting a submission hold on like Indy Hartwell, was like,
done
right away. It seems like they build up more to the submission than anything because they know the people are going to tap right away. Like I remember watching Ronda's, and like Ronda did it to Stephanie at WrestleMania, and like she built up to it, she did it, and then Stephanie tapped right away. It's like, what, huh? Like, what happened? Like, I remember like when John Cena would put people in the STFU, and they would like climb little by little to the ropes, and then like
he could never put that in properly though.
No,
he never had them up. They always looked like they were just sitting, leaning on his arms, having a chill.
Kick out.
And there we go. He's hulking up.
To see that. Because I've noticed, like, when I do watch some, like, with his face, like, he doesn't have his arm all the way, obviously, because you don't want to really hurt them, but, like. Oh, Sid. Oh, God. Hulk getting angry.
He's hulking up. Did he hulk up in WrestleMania 1? Was he doing that in WrestleMania 1?
I think he did a little bit. The fact that also Cowboy Bob Orton was in WrestleMania 1 is kind of crazy, too. Like, when I was watching that and they said, I'm like, oh, my God. And everybody was like, is that Randy? I'm like, yes, that's Randy Orton's dad. Yes, that's Bob Orton. That's the one that was, like, WrestleMania 21, yeah.
With still wearing the cast.
Yeah, him in the cast. And then I remember when they burnt Undertaker and I thought they killed him and they, like, did the casket and everything. I was just like, oh, my. As, like, an 8-year-old, I was just like, this is the craziest thing. And it's the leg drop. It's a 1. It's a 2. And, he kicked out.
Yeah.
That was going to be
it. He wasn't supposed to. You'll see in a minute, but
here he comes.
They had to change the finish right on the fly here. Where is he? There he is. He's late. He was supposed to run out and stop the pin. So Sid actually kicked out of the leg drop. He wasn't supposed to kick out of the leg drop at all. He was supposed to end it in DQ. So
isn't it? It just. Do you guys think like that they like? I heard that like about like changing things. Do you guys think that they changed the Royal Rumble? Like, do you think Punk was actually supposed to win, or do you guys believe like that thing where they said Cody was going to win and they knew about The Rock and all of that?
I think Cody was meant to win there. I know other T-shirts were printed, but I mean, like it felt for me the way they shot that finish as well, with Cody sort of pointing as well, like I'm coming for The Rock and stuff. You know, it just felt it felt like it was meant to be.
Wait for it.
Warrior
running on 3. There he goes.
So do they restart the match, or is this how this match ends?
No, it ended at DQ.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're serious? We ended Mania with the DQ. Are you serious?
Yeah. Mhm.
Are you freaking kidding me?
It was all because they wanted to have the pop for Warrior coming back. That was all it was.
Because Ultimate hasn't been seen in a while, right? Because he
Gone
And
for
he
8
doesn't last
months.
alive, does he? So literally just for a part of 92, and then that's it. He's gone again as well till 96.
Yeah, he was
gone
gone.
for 4 more years.
He left after SummerSlam.
Oh
And
my
then
God!
Savage had a match at SummerSlam, and that was it.
And he returns for WrestleMania. I think it's WrestleMania 12, where he
12,
faces
Triple H,
Hunter
yeah.
Helmsley. Yeah, beats him in 13 seconds.
13 seconds, yeah.
Oh my God!
Whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know.
I think he's running stuff, isn't he? Oh no, isn't that Tommaso Ciampa?
Still a Hunter.
I just can't.
Regeneration X.
That R-Truth man needs to be a national treasure, Hall of Famer. Just give him his own like Hall of Fame something or another. That man is just, and the fact that he don't age, he looks the same as he looked when he was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. So is there anything else that really happens, or is this just how it ends?
That's how it ends. Yeah, it's Warrior.
We've got 3 more minutes of probably posing and.
I was just I was gonna ask is so we could do the ending things and all that, since but yeah. So guys, that was WrestleMania number 8, another one in the books, and we are guys less than what do we got? We got 7 more left until we're done, and then we'll be at WrestleMania in 40. So, Steve, Jerry, I want to say thank you to both of you guys. I know it's later by you guys, so I want to say thank you coming and hanging out for the full show. I know these could be a little longer, so
no, it was cool.
Thank you guys coming and hanging out, reliving this one, and me rewatching it, or me watching it for the first time. I feel like I learned a lot. I'm starting to feel like I know the older era knowledge now, because for a long time there I didn't. So, and Steve, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I know you had all that family stuff, so thank you.
I appreciate you having me on, man. It's always a lot of fun. I love collaborating with you, and it's always great to spend time with Jerry as well. This has been a terrific trio, and as was asked earlier in the video, I now feel more comfortable saying it doesn't matter what time zone in the world that you are. Yes, we may be later than you, Tino, but it's always Tino's time. I check my clock, and there it is. It's Tino's time right there.
Jay just wanted to hear it. So, Steve, I appreciate it. But if you guys want to now, before you go, if you want to tell everybody what you guys got going on, you got anything for Revolution? Jerry, I'll let you go first, since first time you're on the channel. Let everybody know where to follow you, all that good stuff.
We dropped our Revolution preview show yesterday, a prediction show. You can check that out. We're also on Irish Wrestling 8, or Irish Wrestling Podcast on YouTube and TikTok. You can find us there.
I appreciate it. Steve, what you got? They should know by now, but let them know if they're not.
SCW, the wrestling channel on YouTube. Yes, there will be predictions coming this week for AEW Revolution and as well for NXT Roadblock. I was going to say Deadline for a second. I'm showing the clock. It's not working for me, but at the same time,
Roadblock next week.
Yeah, Roadblock is next week, so plenty of stuff to come up on the channel. And we're in WrestleMania season, so expect some WrestleMania content. And you never know, these two great gentlemen just may appear on the channel at some point between now and WrestleMania 40 as well. So make sure to keep an eye out. And if you haven't already, subscribe also to Tino's time, because Tino, you do great work over here, my friend. And you're dedicated.
I appreciate it, man. I try. I appreciate you. Can't do it with you guys. You guys are. I've told you this a few times, Steve. You're one of the first people that really made me feel comfortable. So I do appreciate you so much. And always call on Jerry. Won't be the last time, bro. I had so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Do it again. I hope you enjoy WrestleMania 9 as well.
Hopefully, it's about to start. I gotta pause it before it starts. So, but everybody, that's all we got here for you today. Today's MVP, we'll give today's MVP to our guy Jadis, because Jadis was here all day. So, Jadis, I appreciate you. But guys, that's all we got here for wrestling. Remember, we'll be back here on Tino's time in a few short hours for the premiere episode of the Southside Boys, as the baseball season is beginning very shortly and at the end of March. So come and hang out for the Southside Boys season premiere, as Tino and Deech give you all the details that's been going on in the offseason. But for all you wrestling fans, that's all we got here for you today. We'll be live here for SmackDown. So go follow all the social medias, all that good stuff. Go subscribe on the road to 1,800 and 2K. And lastly, guys, turn that notification button on so you know when we go live next for Friday Night SmackDown. So, guys, have a great rest of your Thursday. I'll hopefully see you tonight. If not, I'll see you all tomorrow. But until next time, guys, this is your boy Tino signing out. And Steve and Jerry, thank you guys again. So, see you tomorrow for Friday Night SmackDown.